Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the start of the Bradley Open Weekend, live from Executive Strike and Spare in Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Emil Williams Jr. here with Bullstream TV. Big thanks to Jason Utchwall for his continued support of the brand as we get you underway with the H5G Fairchild Singles Shootout. It is a relatively quick event to open up the weekend. Singles event that was added, I believe, 2 years ago. In honor of certainly a friend and competitor. And Jason taking this opportunity with this event to honor Mr. Fairchild. We appreciate all of you for tuning in this morning. We get you underway here, 31 through 34, and folks, we've got 64 players here in this field to begin our wonderful afternoon in Louisville, Kentucky. A part of those 64 players, certainly some amateurs, some local players, and a few professionals. Shota Kawazoe, one of the top players certainly in his native Japan, and has been for a long time. You've seen him on multiple PBA shows as well. He is here this week. So Matt Kuba, Michael Davidson, Matt Zweig, and there'll be a few additional players in regards to the PBA Tour who will be competing here this weekend. The Bradley, of course, always a challenge. This one here, bowling on a modified house shot, so it is meant to, quote-unquote, kind of be high scoring, give some opportunities for players just to kind of get comfortable, especially if you've never bowled in the building, maybe make a little money. 3 games, and then we're cutting to the top 8. We'll have a kind of a bracket final. Single elimination until the finals. It'll be best 2 out of 3. Hope all is well. Hello to everyone in the chat. The old man, Bluegrass 300. One thing I can count on when I'm in Louisville, I know that Bluegrass will make his way to the live stream. Hello, Cody. Storm B. Well, you got to say hello. That means I must know Storm B. That's what that means. Well, you got to say hello. Everyone else did. But I appreciate you respecting my professional situation in Mount Prospect. Most of it, and I did see a lot of people I knew in Mount Prospect, and I just gave a handshake or a nod, and that's how we said hello for the majority of my time there.
After frame 4, I said you were going to do this. It was frame 3. It was frame 4. I called him.
We got a couple of front fours already. Jeremy Thomas will join me in a little bit. Here's Shota. We've got Shota on this pair, or in this group, I should say. Derek Evans was over on 31. Wayne Jakes on 32. Darren Chaffin III on 34. Cody sounds like Cody is bowling doubles tonight. That will take place at approximately 7 p.m. Eastern time. Approximately 7 p.m. Eastern time. So don't forget about doubles here tonight. We've got access to 31 through 34. And then competition ends at 35 through 36, although 37 and 38 might be in play for the finals. As there'll be 3 games. I mentioned the top 8. Move on into a single elimination format, and then they'll get into the round of 4. They'll repeat, and then once the finals begin, they will get to a fresh pair, and then it'll be best 2 out of 3 for the finals. Already got a front 5 on 34. Our guy Shota. You know, I've watched Shota a lot on television, like many. And I missed the PTQ. I think he was bowling the PTQ in Mount Prospect. I thought I saw him. He's not advanced, so I didn't get a chance to see him in person. And watching him in person is pretty cool. Over on 35 and 36, got a lot of strikes brewing. Also, folks, I assume he's bowling the sweeper or the shootout, excuse me. But I did see him catching a little bit of early lunch. Speaking of A.J. Rice, the most recent 900 shooter that took place. Front six for Darren Chaff in the third. And if I recall,
One more frame. You gotta get
Darren bowled last year.
That was a good shot, and I smoked the 8. He always tells you how bad it is, but he averages 250.
But he's right though. That's.
Why are you lowballing? I average 250. My average here in your tournament.
Yeah, Darren or DJ. He is actually now in the booth area, conversating with Jeremy Thomas of Thomas Tournaments.
He does? He did. He said something to me earlier. Did you make the top 8 last year? Do what? You made the top 8. No, last year in this, I shot 750 and was like 10th. Yeah, did shoot 800 last year, maybe. It was like 7. I told you, it was like 760. It was insane. It was like 764.
Forgot about that. I'm thinking DJ had made the top 8, and he just reminded me he shot 750 or so and was 10th.
Say 78 over. Oh, he took his comment now. He said 78 over. That's not going to work. 78 over.
So we've got a front 6 right now. There is also a front 7 on 35 and 36. Actually, a front 8. And now a front 7. And as DJ now with the front 7, there was an agreement apparently made, and one Jeremy Thomas will now be able to describe that said agreement. First and foremost, please welcome in Jeremy Thomas to the booth.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Just
Thomas.
watching.
We got Thomas Tournaments in the building. Appreciate all you do for bowling and certainly locally here in Louisville. We watched DJ. He's got the front 7. And now we've got a front 8. And we also have a strike spare 6-bagger. Front 8 belongs to
Where we at?
36.
Let me see who it is. I might know.
I believe that is Scott Sparks.
Yes. He's a local guy. He bowls a lot of my stuff. He bowls on my league team.
How about that? So we'll take you to that front potential.
Mm-hmm. He bowled 308 something 2 weeks ago.
Are we throwing out cut scores already in the?
Got him.
We're throwing out cut scores already in the chat. 732 is always a good start, Bluegrass. And this is now my 3rd year watching this event unfold. Forgot who won it the first year. I feel like Sean Rash won it. I have to go back and look.
So I don't want to say what's going to happen here. Hope I'm wrong.
Big 4.
He's going to look at me because I told him. He said, "You're going to watch." I said, "I'm going to watch you throw front 7."
This is your fault.
And then I said, "I'm not going to say what's going to happen then." And he big 4s.
This is indeed your fault.
There's a good chance he's coming over here. And he averages 250 here, so he's probably going to shoot 250 something, 258. Chris Hankins on 35. He has been on a tear lately. I don't know if you know Chris or not, but
I've seen his name, and it might have just been bowling this tournament or bowling the Bradley weekend in general.
Chris is a very good player. He bowls a lot of, not regional stuff, but smaller stuff, and he's just been on fire lately. So it's no shock that he's shooting what he's shooting right now.
They go down, and there might be one woman in the field at least. When I go down and make sure we get her name and highlight her Meanwhile, we got the front 8 right now.
Front 9.
Or excuse me, front 9. Make it the front 10.
10 of them for Scotty Sparks. Shout out to Monday Night League team.
Well, Scott knows the deal clearly because you got to come out with some score when you bowl this.
You know, and his first shot, I don't know if you were watching, his first shot, he pulled it, went Brooklyn.
Oh, we'll take that. You need at least one.
And then
I think you need at least one, Brooklyn.
He's going to shoot 259, I think. Chafin, that's what I called before he started. He's pretty tough.
For front 11.
Ooh,
Trip
got
that
it.
4.
Got it.
Okay.
Now he's going to have to make the turn to the low end, and here they play completely different.
What? Well, we'll talk about it after this. But be thinking about. I'm going to ask you, what parts of the low end for you? Like, do you notice some differences? But first, how about we start the afternoon with a little bit of perfection?
He was in this spot last week, and he did it.
Scott Sparks. Bang.
And his girlfriend, Tracy, says she has never – if you heard what he said, did you call her? So his girlfriend, Tracy, has never seen him bowl a 300. Every time she comes and watches him bowl every week, and he never bowls 300. She's missed 3 times, and he's bowled 300 every time.
Wow.
So
well,
leave her at home.
That's a nice way to start. Meanwhile, Chris Hankins, he can shoot 280.
Yeah, Chris is very good. Congratulations to Scotty Sparks, local player. Got that in a little bit. Didn't matter.
He throws it very well.
Yes, he does. He won the Calcutta here. I think the last one that we had maybe here.
Okay.
He went for like $20. No one knew who he was. Took all the money.
Steal.
Took it all. He's from Bowling Green area maybe? Somewhere. I can't remember.
DJ did get the first 2 in the 10th.
I told you what he's going to shoot.
You did, and that's still out there.
Well, he's not going to get 259 now, but that's what I called 262. And the bad thing is I told him after the 7th frame, I mean, yeah, but so they're going to have to make the turn game 1. Is 1 and 2 in play? It looks like it is.
Yes.
Okay, so 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are probably the 2 hardest pairs in this bowling center.
Okay.
Not really sure why. I think there's a little bit of bounce down there. So they're going to go down there, and the shot's going to play a little bit different. You leave I hate to say it, but you leave a lot of corners down there.
Okay.
Usually in the middle, they play really good in the middle, and then down on the ends, they're either really tight or you got a really good look, typically. But yeah, so each section of this center plays completely different because it's 52 lanes. You know, it's a big turn.
Generally, every bay, if you will, in a large center like this does play somewhat differently.
Yeah, the low end's hard. You're right. Anyone that bowls here knows the low end is very hard, and that's where they're going. You got to make the turn too. Oh, you're on 1 and 2.
Mr. Prediction. But you know what? I hit my average. So, actually, I might be a little under.
You can't blame me for that.
Man, the man shot 262, and he said he hit his average. That let me know all I needed to know about DJ and what he bowls here on a regular basis.
Well, he doesn't bowl here. That's the funny thing. He only comes for tournaments. So when he doesn't come to my trio, a lot of people are not mad. And when he does come, they're like, oh, the bearded guy's here. And he does well. I'll just leave it at that. He does well. He's going to have to make the turn to 1 and 2. I think they're skipping a pair, correct? Are you skipping or moving?
No, they just move.
Just move 1 to. I thought he said skip. Yeah, so he'll be fine.
Well, I don't know because there's someone's score sheet that does say 33 and then
DJ,
into 1.
you all skipping a pair, right?
I'm on here, and then we skip, so I catch this end, and then we go to 4.
Thank you, Michael, for that additional info regarding Chris Hankins from Evansville.
Oh, that's my guy, Mike Hoffman. What's up, Mike? Mike was one of the first guys that I met on in bowling when he helped me get. He was the first connection I had with Storm. He got me in the door, putting my name out to some good people, and the rest went from there.
Well,
So Mike,
congratulations on that.
yeah. So Mike, we definitely appreciate it. I was thinking Evansville. I don't know why I was thinking. I know where he's from. I don't know why I was thinking Bowling Green. That's on me. But yeah, Chris is very, very good.
All right, game 1 officially now in the books, and we'll re-up on some names. I see D moving over to 33 and 34. So again, we're just moving one pair to the right. It will be one of the quicker events that you will ever see unless you've watched the last couple of years. Having said that, again, we've got 1-300 already in the books. DJ shot 262, and at best he's second after 1. And we've got 1 through 36, of course, in play, meaning obviously a few lanes that we cannot see, or several. Other players in the field. I saw Anthony Dyer this afternoon. Anthony is bowling. My man Terrell Peterson from Chicago is bowling this week. There's a few players also that I did recognize from last year bowling the singles. I don't remember everyone's name, but it's happy to see that they are returning.
Sure, absolutely. A lot of the local guys I can help you with, obviously. But I did see Tim Foy Jr. is bowling. He's a high-level player.
Saw Tim.
Mr. 900, A.J. Rice is here.
Right, mentioned him.
A lot of good local players.
And I believe we're about to see Tomas Kauka. I was talking about PBA players who did not advance in Springfield, who have made the trip here, and Tomas is now on 33 and 34.
Okay.
Or sorry, 31 and 32.
I am not familiar with him. Which one is this?
Tomas is from Finland. He will be.
Oh, nice. Is he the colorful shirt here?
No.
Black shirt?
Black quarter zip sitting.
Okay.
He'll be up in a second.
I will be interested to meet him. My wife's family is originally from Finland.
How about that?
So, kind of cool. I got to meet Osku a few years ago. He hasn't been back in a while, but I've never seen him bowl, so we're going to watch him throw a shot. Yeah, there's some serious talent here, that's for sure. It's a lot of talent. If you're watching, there's a lot of really good local talent. There's a lot of guys that are traveling through from Springfield. Is that where the PBA event, I believe, was Springfield? And they're passing through to go to Anderson this week. So you got a lot of the guys that did not make the cut are swinging through here and bowling the singles and the doubles event. Emil just stepped out for a second to look at some scores, I believe. He's on his way back, so I can check the chat when he gets back. I'm interested to meet this gentleman's name right here. I'm going to look at the back of his shirt because I'm not familiar with him. I think it's what's his first name?
Shota.
Shota.
Kawazoe.
From what I understand, he's a pretty big deal at Storm, nationally or worldwide.
Internet, yeah, he is one of Japan's top players in the history of bowling.
Wow.
In Japan.
So being on Storm staff now, I would like to meet him and kind of understand what I guess, is he on tour right now?
Yes.
Okay.
He is on tour. I think he is the bowls and PTQs and such as well. By the way, my apologies. That is, I was looking at it and I went to Tomas's Instagram. I'm like, they look alike, but I don't think that's Tomas. After I said it, that's Pontus Anderson.
Okay. I'm familiar with his name, but I'm not familiar with his background.
Yeah, Pontus is from Sweden.
Sweden. And I believe, I don't know if he's bowling, but is it Jesper's brother, Williams Vincent? Is that his
I don't know if they're related.
They're not related?
I don't.
Okay.
I do not know that personally.
I believe he will be at the event.
But I have seen William competing on tour in some other events recently, but I do not know if they are related.
I'm not sure either, to be honest.
I cannot confirm that. (31 through 34), folks. If you're just joining us, this is Game 2. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Wrestling Nerd stole a part of my video. Well, as long as you credit me. No stealing without credit. There's enough of that in the world.
How you doing today, Ryan? Yes, that is Roto Ryan. It's a good friend. He will definitely come do some chatting with you. He loves the live stream.
It's been a while since I've seen Ryan Sidney. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him. Ryan, TP is bowling. Two Vincennes players I'm talking about, Ryan Sidney 1 and TP another, as Shota leaves what I believe was a devastating 9-pin over on 36.
So is Wrestling Nerd, is that Chris Hester? I'm assuming. Is that Mr. Hester?
Oh, it's Chris. Okay. All right, Chris.
All right.
Still credit me, though. But at least I know who you are.
Well, we will tell you that the leader of the tournament, we do know who that is. He bowled 300 right on top of the live stream. So the leader of the tournament, we do know, is Scott Sparks. Scotty Sparks shot 300 game 1. So he is the leader. We do know for sure after game 1. I do not believe anyone else bowled 300, but I'm not sure. Chris Hankins had 280 in front of you. So those two guys are definitely up there. Yeah. One good thing about this center, when you run events, with a shorter format like this, it's not going to come to in play as much. But a longer format like tonight, like the main event, where you're moving big jumps and a lot of jumps, you get to move all over the building where it plays differently. So that is one thing about here that is pretty unique. It's a 52-lane center, so one end plays completely different than the other. So typically that keeps the scoring pace pretty good. But with the smaller jumps today, you're probably going to see some guys get pretty lined up. So I would still expect some big scores for sure. We'll be interested to see what Scotty does. He shot 300 on lane 35 and 36, and he had to make a big jump down to either 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. So that's going to be a big transition for game 2 for him in a 3-game series. So at least he got it all down here, and hopefully when he goes down there, he can figure it out. If you guys got any questions for us, please let us know. Emil went to get some scores and check some names and all kinds of good stuff. So if you have any questions about the tournament, about who's bowling, tonight's doubles tournament, this weekend's Bradley, whatever you have, let us know. We will answer those for you. We are currently watching lane 31 and 32, I believe. Lane 31, I believe that's Eric Grimes. And on lane 32, I believe he said that's Pontus Anderson. Right in front of you is Shota on lane 36. Just left another 9-pin.
make sure we talked about Christy Perkins and Alan Watchter, tall two-handed player. We were talking about with the cool shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, so a question that I see, what does the low end, I'll make that a little more clear because I do understand it. So what we mean by that is this is a 52-lane center. So we consider the low end, I would say probably, what, 1 to 18, roughly, probably?
Yeah, in this large of a facility, sure.
So the low end here would be 1 through 18, and then in the middles, 20 to 37, 38, roughly, maybe where we're at now, and then the high end would be 37 to 52. So that's what we mean by that. That the oil pattern today is just the house shot. I think it might be modified a little bit.
Modified house.
But you may know this better than me. Why it plays so different? I would assume maybe just the lane machine running so far distances, maybe.
You're referencing like in the varying parts of the building?
Correct.
Well, in my experience, and hello to Kim, by the way. I see you, Kim. In my experience, in centers that like 52 lanes, sometimes it depends on when the lanes were installed, how many lanes were installed first, did they go back and add lanes later? Those types of things can affect how each portion of the building may play a little bit. I've been in centers where, they started with 30 lanes and then they added, 10 more later. And so those 10 lanes plays completely different than the first 20. So sometimes it's solely about installation, when they were installed, and, some of those things. There's not an exact science, but I know there's a lot of 710s going down on 35 right now.
Well, I will tell you, the 710 is very famous here. That is something that happens. I think it's angles here.
Sure.
How you come in, you get a lot of – one, it's known for corner pins already. So when you get that bad hit and you leave both of them, it happens quite frequently, unfortunately. I don't know why that is, but, I was looking at the ball he was throwing as well. It looked like he might have some surface on that ball, too, a little bit. Because it looks like his ball reaction is not what he's looking for, but I can't see what ball he's throwing. It looks like he might be throwing it might be the attention star or an absolute power. I can't see which one he's throwing, but it looks like the absolute power.
DJ next door. This player's turning to be.
His name is Shane Vaughn. His brother is Dylan,
Who is not bowling.
We don't. I'm not really sure why. I think I looked at him and said, "Do you need me to pay for it?"
Well, he told me this morning he had just got off work.
Okay.
And last year he did bowl both the single shootout and the double shootout. And that evening
Made both cuts, right?
he was tired. Yeah, he said he was.
Yeah, it's a lot.
He was very tired. So he decided, hey, I just got off work. I'm not gonna bowl the singles.
Did he make the top 4 in both events, or
He
something?
definitely made the top 8 in the singles last year.
Yes, I know he made the cut in the doubles as
Pretty
well. But I do understand that for sure. Dylan throws the ball very good. He just shot 840 something last week in league. Yeah, that looks like the attention star. I think he just switched. I think he was throwing the absolute storm and power, and that ball. Mark my words, that ball is going to be special.
Attention star?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If that's what it looks like, that ball is going to be special. The attention. Nah. Talking to Ryan Sidney.
Do you know Bowler C, who is up on 32 right now?
Bowler C. That is Eric Grimes.
Okay. Grimes just got strike spare and make that 6 row.
Oh, gosh.
Brutal 8-pin off camera for DJ.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in this morning as we get you started with your Bradley Open weekend. Singles shootout this morning. 3 games, cut to the top 8. Quick bracket match play. It's single elimination for the first 2 rounds. And then the finals will be on fresh, and it'll be a best 2 out of 3. And then we'll have a similar format, of course, but it is doubles tonight. So that'll begin around 7 p.m. Eastern time. 3 games. Doubles, cut to the top 8 teams. Last year, as it is always, had some very fun matches. And a little bit of a switch, too. The qualifying portion is, 2 players bowling, each bowling an individual game. Once you get into the top 8, then it switches to Baker doubles.
Baker's doubles has turned into quite popular. I started doing those, and we started putting that into our formats, and people love Bakers, but they also want their own scores to qualify. So the whole transition to Bakers seems like it's just kind of worked.
Sure.
They want their own games, but then when it comes to the finals, it speeds it up a little bit more.
Correct.
It makes it more. It seems to be pretty popular. Yeah, DJ's struggling on his pair.
Well, it's one of those things where it's been popular for a bit, but just at the collegiate and like the high school levels.
Yeah.
Don't really see it a ton, or haven't, I should say, before regarding some high-end tournaments. But now you see a lot of team Baker events, even in the doubles format I just mentioned, where it's normal qualifying and then it flips to Baker doubles once you get into match play.
Well, and I think the reason for the qualifying, from what I've seen, is the guys that come for the action, come for the jackpots and come for the brackets and all that, they can play their thing.
Absolutely.
And then the guys that don't want to play, they just want to bowl with their friend, they can be involved without having to put money up with them. So I think that's kind of the good back and forth there. Yeah, this pair is playing tough for these guys. The last group that was on this pair in front of us, they crushed it.
Well, we had 300, 279 on 35 and 36, which is now, you do me a favor and just move that cup briefly, your cup.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. I can see it now. So we've got DJ and
that is
Dylan?
Shane Vaughn.
Shane
Vaughn.
And then Shota will finish up here on 35 and 36. So 35 and 36 now in the right corner of your screen. I'll give you a little picture-in-picture.
I will say, from watching DJ bowl quite often, he's got 300 in the bag at any point.
I learned that last year.
Yes, he bowled an event. He bowled an Ironman that I ran, and he bowled like 300, 190, 300. So he definitely isn't rattled.
That's a bracket killer.
That it was. That it was.
That's a bracket killer.
Just like this one right here. Because he, for anyone that likes the endeavor in brackets, he is a all player.
Well, I mean, when you got that kind of strike percentage, you should be an all-in player, much like A.J. Rice. Shout out to my man John Perez, brother. I see you, John.
Yeah, we had an interesting Gene. I call him Gene. It's John, Gene. We had the conversation one night. He subs on my Monday night team sometimes. We asked him. We come up with all kinds of fun names, and he's good about it. He said as long as he is bowling, he doesn't care what you call him. I feel like it's Shota, correct?
Yes.
Seems like he's had a lot of ball changes this game.
Yeah, this one might be the one, certainly. We were talking about surface. Does look like you got a little bit of surface.
Yeah, I think he might have got too much, to be honest with you, from what I can see.
And he might have been expecting, I don't know if he knew it was going to be a modified house shot. But he might have been expecting kind of tough maybe right off the bat. You never know.
Yeah.
If he's bowling tonight, though, I bet he'll be ready to go.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely I don't know what ball that is. That looks like a phase 2.
That does look like a phase 2.
Which is, he threw that earlier in the game, and then he switched to another one. Then he switched to the attention star, and then I think he's back to that ball. So it's definitely a learning curve because I've never seen him here before. like ever. So never bowling here is a definitely. This is probably a good warm up for him.
I mean, at the bare minimum, if you're here for the weekend and you get here early enough, there's some additional opportunities to A, make some money, B, get comfortable. Really, A, get comfortable, then B, make some money, right? Because if you don't make any money, then hopefully you just got comfortable, got a lay of the land, and then for someone like Shota, I don't know if he's ever bowled at executive, but if it hasn't or if he has not, right, now he got that opportunity. He's going to be there the whole weekend. He certainly, I'm sure someone has let him know, hey, the Bradley obviously is tougher than tough, if you will. And, I think he'll have a very good Bradley squad. I look forward to seeing him
Absolutely.
to bowl on that.
Absolutely. It's definitely a different animal, that's for sure. And I'm sure some of these guys that they're passing through that are on tour or bowling the PTQs or whatever, I mean, they go from bowling on really tough conditions to having a little bit more room, and sometimes that hurts them a little bit. So they got to get used to that free swing again.
Well, it's not like bowling the U.S. Open, which players did, and then went to Mount Prospect. And the scoring or the pattern itself did lend itself to higher scores, but I do think some swings were able to get a little looser because there were a few more strikes to get, and obviously that helps from that perspective. But yeah, I don't know off the top of my head Shota's TV show count in the U.S., but he has made multiple shows.
Wow.
On the PBA Tour in the United States. I think his title count has to be over 20 plus. I think the last show I could remember him on was like, I think Jonesboro, maybe in 19.
Yeah, Gene said he's the greatest Japanese player maybe all time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't confirm that. I'll trust Gene on that. But
Yeah.
Without question, he is not wrong. He is one of the greatest Japan players ever.
It's pretty impressive.
No doubt about it.
I'm not familiar with him, but you can obviously tell he throws the ball well.
It's funny because the years start to go by so quick.
Oh, I know.
And I think he finished second in the Japan Cup to like E.J. Tackett. And E.J. Tackett won the Japan Cup.
Okay.
This is like maybe 2016, 2017, which at this point seems like yesterday, but literally it was years ago at this point.
Yeah.
I think this is Wayne.
Wayne Jakes. That's DJ's good friend and accountant, if you will.
Oh, he always strikes a lot too when he bowls this single shootout. He was striking a little bit last year, if I recall.
He is DJ's main guy, if you follow.
Gotcha.
And they do a TikTok channel, and I watch them all the time. And I tease DJ. I said, I'm only here to watch Wayne. We all know what you're gonna do. So yeah, Wayne is a good guy. He sent me money to sponsor events. He's anything he can do to help bowling, he does for sure.
That's my man Derek Evans as well. This group
Okay.
started on 31 and 32. There was a small delay, and I think it was because on Christie's score sheet they didn't put. Originally they had it set to skip. And then they changed it. It just didn't have a chance to change everybody's score sheet. So I think she had went down to 1 and 2.
Okay.
And
well,
so
I do know when I talked to Jason before, I asked him, and he said they were skipping a pair. And then I guess that changed somewhere. Yeah, Wayne is going to show DJ how it's done today. Wow, very impressive.
that's a nice payday.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I've never bowled internationally. I've traveled, haven't gone to Japan. That's still on my bucket list. But when you talk to other players, Mr. Perez certainly would understand. And not that the United States, obviously, we don't take it seriously, but at the levels that we believe as players, as fans, as spectators, those who work in the industry, those who bowl professionally, want to be treated or think athletes should be treated in our sport, that is never an issue when you go elsewhere. Mexico, Colombia, Malaysia, Singapore. You know, that's just naming a few countries that I've had the pleasure of talking to players from, and you know, learning more and how, you know, things are just a little bit different. You know, for some it is legit training job. This is what they do, and they have the opportunity then to go and bowl at the highest of levels of the United States. Of course, the men's side, the PBA, and on the women's side, which is where most of my experience comes with, you know, players from Malaysia, Singapore, Colombia, Mexico. We had a nice group of players from Finland come over this past summer. Team Sweden stops by every now and then. And it is cool to hear the varying stories about what takes place internationally.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that's a great question. I'm gonna check that out. I think last year they weren't able to kind of get the scores turned around that quickly.
Well, and I'll kind of hit on what Jeremy's talking about a little bit. I started using AJ with the slap down there. He must have liked something. I started using a app for all my tournaments, and it instantly updates it. So the minute you put a score in, and we use that, so it's kind of
Is it
Tournament Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
There's two. I was gonna say Tournament Bowl, and then there is Bowl Metrics.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that. I've heard of that one, but I think because we get the live standing so quick, but this tournament's literally going to go so fast that I have a feeling they're just going to turn their score sheets in and go from there.
I'm pretty sure we kind of waited basically until everyone was done. They announced the top 8. You know, I kept it live so we can all hear it, and then kind of go right into match play.
Yeah.
At that point, but I'm going to go with what we could do though. I'm going to write down everybody's cut number.
Okay.
So Jeremy's in at
Jeremy Coulter.
Yeah,
I believe
he's in at 7. What do you say? 763. Okay.
763.
Bluegrass. He might want to change his. I'll give him the opportunity if he wants to. I think he said.
Am I allowed to do a
732.
giveaway? We allowed to do giveaways? All right. So
As long as you
just something personal.
have the details or are taking care of the details.
Okay.
If you need to ship it.
No.
Okay.
No. This is something for fun for someone coming tonight.
Gotcha.
A complimentary drink of choice from me if you can guess the cut number.
Okay.
If you can guess the cut number exactly right,
That's not a bad deal.
I'll give you a drink tonight. I'll go to the bar. I'll meet you at the bar. You can get a soda. You can get a mixed drink, whatever you want.
An adult beverage.
An adult beverage. So, yes, more fun, not anything too serious. You have to be in person, though, to win tonight. I can't ship you a drink. It's not good for the next time I see you. So tonight, in person, we will get you a drink tonight if you can guess the exact cut score. So if you want to take some guesses, have at it, and we will meet you at the bar at doubles tonight.
Yeah, we're already in the game 3, folks. So, and some players might be almost done with game 3.
You know, I was thinking about taking a walk down to lane 3 and 4 and seeing how our Mr. 300 and 280.
If you wouldn't mind.
Yes,
and,
I will be right
report
back.
We appreciate you.
I'll check on AJ for you too, Brandon. I know Brandon Flores bowling pretty well.
All right, Jeremy Thomas is going to make the walk and see what could be possible regarding scores. Obviously, in a 3-game situation, and the players are not skipping pairs, we get to we won't see a good ton, a majority of the field. But that only increases the anticipation for the top 8. And if it's going to be done in the the manner of which we discussed, we should have match play between 29 through 36, with the finals being on 37 and 38. Mr. Perez, I do look forward to talking about that, and I know you've been involved, obviously. I did not know the number of years, but I do look forward to discuss it. Cody Poole's in for 744. Gene's in at 770. Oh, that's great. That's great, Jeremy. Hester's in at 759. all these scores I'm writing down, and I haven't touched these numbers in years myself, just regarding bowling. I know I'm starting to get the itch a little bit more, I should say. It's intensifying the thirst for bowling. It's funny how a pair can play, folks. And obviously, you guys know this already. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But we saw the group in game one. There was one low score, but then we saw 300-279. And we just saw the group of some really good players. And I think we saw 2-0 as the high score. Now we get over here, and we've got some folks out with the top, front three already. Mike's from Cali. Okay. He will not be in attendance, but if he does win, I like that deal. Double it and give it to the next person. Sure. Pay it forward, Mike. I love it. Bryce is in at 774. By the way, folks, we got any players maybe or viewers watching for the first time here on Boldstream TV, if you wouldn't mind to do me a favor and hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not. Certainly would appreciate that. I'm on the goals, or the goal to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. And going through some brainstorming on how to make that happen. Outside of streaming events, I'll be looking at adding some different video content in the future. So throughout the weekend, I may ask you what do you typically look for? What do you typically watch with your for your bowling content? As Jason Utchwald joins us for a moment, we'll wait for Jeremy Thomas's report in a second on what's happening down on the low end. What's up, man?
Not much. Get to sit in early. I'm going to try and squeeze in a little bit of extra time this year.
Okay. All right.
So,
how you been?
Staying busy.
I should say, I was going to say.
Staying busy.
How are you doing currently is probably the better question.
I would say tired, but that's my normal response. And so it's not going to get any different this weekend or for the coming weeks. So, normal. Normal would probably be a good response.
Normal. Okay. I can go with that. I know, I don't recall, no, I think we said last year was just over 50 for the single shootout. And you're over, we got to 64,
yep.
I believe, today.
Yeah, 64 today.
That's a pretty solid number, as you said, for the, on a wonderful Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I'll take that all day long. I think it's one of our better turnouts. I think a couple years ago we broke just over 70. But, any time that you can get 50, 60, 70 bowlers out at noon on a Friday is not too bad. And, not bowling for bad money this morning either, so.
Yeah, 1,500.
1250.
1,250, excuse me.
Yeah, 1250 for first.
1,500 tonight.
No, tonight is 2,500. So it doubles the singles.
I'll take 1,250.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad at all.
It's tough to get in the. This event's fun because to me it's obviously fast-paced.
Yeah.
It's 3 games. It literally is a race to see who's going to make the top 8.
Yeah.
And it's going to take an extreme number.
Yeah.
I'm taking numbers now, basically to see. And Jeremy has offered a giveaway of a beverage of choice tonight of anyone who is going to be in the building tonight.
Right.
Gets the number right. He will buy a beverage of choice. Marlon Brown, good to see you, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see what Jeremy might have. Let's see if I can get another headset. In the meantime, Jason, and I always give you that opportunity. I know this event means or has a specific meaning to it, and it is named after a special person. Can you share a little bit about who that person is?
Yeah, of course. We renamed the event after Mike Fairchild. He's a local area bowler. He's bowled had bowled the Bradley numerous times, had won multiple times in the past as well. And, unfortunately some years back we lost Mike to a brain aneurysm. I think it was a substantial loss to the bowling community, at least in Kentucky, that and a lot of other people that have known him from his time bowling. Great person, great family. I was honored to be able to name the event after him. We take some of the proceeds of the event and donate that to aneurysm research. You know, and I could say that, you know, Mike was definitely someone I looked up to. Had the great opportunity to talk to him on a regular basis in Lexington. And, you know, for me, definitely somebody that I miss on a regular basis. So if it's a little bit of honoring I can do for him to keep the event named after him, that's the least I can do. So,
Appreciate you sharing that, Jason.
no problem.
All right, looks like we got a report from our sideline reporter here this morning, Jeremy Thomas of Thomas Tournaments.
All right, you got me?
I got you.
All right, so let's start with the guy in front of us here on front 7, Wayne Jakes. Wayne's got 218, 269. So that's plus 85 with front 7. He's in pretty good shape. Brandon Flora was 90 over for 2. Cooper Allen, 245, 279 first 2.
245, 279.
That's plus 124.
Yes. AJ Rice was 222, 250, I believe. That's what he said.
Plus 70 something there.
Yeah.
He's a little below pace.
Tyler Slayball is on lane 32, I believe. He's at 243, 226. So he's got a pretty good score going.
Yeah, I think he's on for 79 over there.
Yeah, Nolan White just shot 300. He's got 531.
Okay, so 2 300 that we know of so far.
We got William Svensson, is that correct? Is that his name?
I believe,
Svensson?
yes, that would be how you pronounce it.
268, 269 first 2. Scotty Sparks just shot 300 in front of us, had 225 second game, so he's at 525.
Okay.
And Chris Hankins had 279 game 1, 256 game 2.
Ooh.
So that's just a few guys that I saw. That's 9 guys right there that are all around 100 over.
Scores are low, you know.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to carry.
Yeah, you didn't do a good job here.
Yeah.
Scores are too low.
Yeah.
You got to make them higher. I think this is like the perfect warm-up, if you will. You know, again, if you can plan it properly, you know, maybe you got the day off, or you didn't. You know, some people have to go to work on the Friday before they make the drive to a tournament. If you can get here a little bit earlier, here's another opportunity. You already had the doubles shootout, and this is only year 3 of this, right?
Yep. Yeah, you know, I can't take the credit for the idea. It's actually Kurt Pelon that was the first person that brought it up to me. You know, and came up and he's like, Jason, you know, everyone's in town, and is there anything else we can do? Can we run something earlier in the day? And I'm like, oh, heck yeah, why not? So we just, you know, we rolled that out for the singles, put it out there. I think the first year we had 30 or 40 people, and then, you know, it's been a little bit higher, and it probably averages 50, 60 people. So, you know, again, 12 o'clock start time, 12:30 start time on a Friday. 50, 60, 70 competitive bowlers out there shooting for decent money around lunch. Not too bad at all.
Shot there. You just saw Wayne, and that was a strike in the 9th. So Wayne can shoot 278.
He's at 85 over for 2.
So this is a big
No,
finish.
87 over. Yeah, so he could go plus, what, 160?
Oh, he goes 78 here. You said he's 87 over.
He's
That'd be plus 165.
So 765 out
Yep.
off the sheet.
Yep.
He might need them all.
If Tyler goes off the sheet,
I think he needs a list of double.
yeah, Tyler is going to go into the 10th frame shooting for 748.
Yeah, he's got 79 now, right?
Yep,
If he's-
he's on for 79.
Wayne is just throwing bombs. And I'm pretty sure, unless he has a horrible ass game, that Svensson will be in there. He's 137 over for 2.
Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. It looks like most people are rolling through their third game, and some of the
Yeah.
scorecards are already going in. So I will let you guys take it from here, and I'm going to go and run and get some envelopes put together and get this bracket ready. It'll be on.
Mike Moore just left back-to-back 7-10s.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
And then it looks like he had another split in the 7th as well.
Oh, Wayne got the 7 now. So Wayne is going to go 770 almost.
Big carry on that 710 right
One more shot for strikes here for 765.
And Wayne likes to come. They weren't going to come. He talked DJ into coming yesterday.
Yeah, I think Wayne was going to come up himself.
Yeah, he had,
And he talked to DJ because I know that the Tennessee State Tournament is going this weekend as well, so some of the guys will bowl here and then go home this evening after the doubles, some of which would normally bowl in the Bradley as well. But, you know, I think the other good thing about this event as well is you've got a really unique grouping of individuals, whether or not they're local or amateurs. You've got some youth bowlers in the field as well. It's a really good range of players out there, and by the looks of who are going to potentially make that top 8, you know, it's not names that you would always think that might be in there just looking at the names on paper. So
Right.
I think this weekend's typically a good assessment of that. You might turn around and look at a name on paper and think that that's automatically going to be a person in a certain position, but that is definitely not indicative of how it ends up.
so Tyler stepping up. This strike right here will put him in the 740s if he can strike right here. 748 if he can get this one.
And then we've got to 260 possibility.
Looks like he got the 10 pin out.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so Tyler's going to be 748 max, probably at least a 746. Wow.
I'll break that for Pontus.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump out of here, and I will talk to you guys in a bit.
Okay, Jason, appreciate you.
Yeah, that cut's going to be high. I'll switch back up.
So we've got at least you just give me a thumbs up whenever your headset is situated, and I turn you up. Turn my radio up. So we've got, let me write that down. So we've got Wayne at 765.
78, 69, 18. And then we're going to have Tyler Slayball at 243, 226, 279. That should be 748, I believe.
$243, 226, 748.
So that's at least 2 guys. And like I said, you had Mr. Svensson at 68, 69. I'm not sure.
Alan Watcher. He's gonna be in the 260s with one more in the 10th. I'm not sure where that's going to put him.
I didn't get to check his scores, to be honest.
I might go take a peek real quick.
Yeah, so let's see. Chris Hankins, who was watching for Chris. Chris was in front of us game 1, shot 279. Game 2, Chris Hankins, 256. Game 3, he is on lanes 5 and 6, so he's a long way away from us. To anyone that was listening to my commentary earlier, I stated that we were going to have some fun. So people were guessing the cut. So if you are going to be here tonight, for the doubles, I offered a free drink of choice if you can guess the cut correctly on the nose. If you can guess the cut. So if you want to guess a cut number, feel free to guess a cut number, and you can win a free drink tonight. If we have a tie, on the guess, we will buy both of you a drink. How about that?
All right, so I didn't get a chance to see, or could not find Allen's scorecard. So we know that, did he get to 260 plus? He did.
268.
So that's a question mark. We don't know what Allen got to.
The young man with the white jersey on getting ready to bowl, I think on lane 20, we can't see that far down, but that is Cooper Allen. He looks like he's got strike spare 4 maybe.
Okay.
I think, and he's the one that he has, looks like he just struck again. So it looks like Cooper Allen, I believe he has strike spare 4 in a row, and he is at 245, 279, so that's 124 over.
Okay.
So, and he's got a good game going here. For the ones asking about AJ, I do not think he's going to get there. He told me he was only like plus 70, and it doesn't look like he has a great game going here.
And he won the Bradley event, the
Yes.
official Bradley Open 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In 2022. Last year, Graham Fa won it. So we've had a couple of lefties in a row win it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about that.
We are at Executive Strike and Spare in Louisville, Kentucky. That's how I say it. Emil may say it differently.
Oh, no, I was trained very early from my good friend Daniel Farish how to properly say Louisville. And so that's how I say it as well, especially when I'm in the city. Louisville, Kentucky. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Qualifying is wrapping up again. It's just a quick 3-game sprint, and we'll cut to the top 8. Having said that, we will have that top 8 for you in the bracket finals. It'll be single elimination, so do not go anywhere, okay? I'm going to get you, let's go zoom in. And actually, we've been talking about the building. And this is a wide angle view, of course, but just to give you an idea of what the center looks like from this vantage point. There it is on your screen. There's AJ Rice, in fact, actually. That one did strike.
Sounded like a strike from here. Cooper Allen is the gentleman in the white jersey bowling right now. He is, I think he left an 8-pin there, but he, like I said, he is plus 124 for 2. I believe it's hard to see from here, but it looks like strike spare 4 in a row, maybe 5, and then another spare. So he's in pretty good shape. Also, we had Nolan White, who shot a 300. He was at 520, 531. So, yeah, it's going to take a lot.
That is, yeah, that's tough.
Looking at Brandon's score from here, it looks like it's hard to tell. He might be in the 220s or 230s if he goes off the screen.
Yeah, he's got a 4-bagger.
And I don't think that's going to be enough. He was plus 88 for 2.
Interesting that there's a lot of players still bowling in that middle portion of the building there. So while everything, almost just about everything on the low end and certainly down here, with our high end.
Well, it looks like they only have 3 players.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I just noticed that. So starting on
Every
like all
group down
these
there
guys
has
are
4.
done.
You're right.
And you might catch some of the guys that were down here a little bit behind. So yeah, that's definitely what it looks like, 4 and 3. So you go a little bit faster. But yeah, shout out to all the guys that came out today, and the one lady that came out today, showing support to bowling, building the sport, getting more people out to bowl. That's always a good thing. Yeah, I'll tell him, Justin. I will let him know. He needs that tonight. What is Courtney doing? I believe I saw his sheet. I want to say maybe plus 60 for 2, somewhere in that area. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's about where he was at, maybe 70 over. So based on the cut projection, 720 is not going to get it done, but we are at the far end. We are wrapped up down here, so we kind of got you looking down there a little bit. You can maybe see the scores or kind of get an idea of what they're at. They are finishing up there. It looks like they're all roughly in the 8th or 9th frame, so won't be too long. We'll be having some match play, and I believe Robbie, Cooper Allen's bowling really well. Not sure about Robbie Oakleaf. I haven't seen his score, but it looks like he. I couldn't tell you. I can't see that far down. Good question, Chris. Yes, unfortunately, I am bowling tonight. One person asked me. Believe that? One. So I figured if one person asked me, I had to say yes.
That's great.
So I'm pretty honored that even one person asked me to bowl, to be honest with you. So yes, I will be participating tonight. Never know. Maybe the guy that runs the tournament could get us down here on the live stream somewhere bowling. Never know.
Yeah, you maybe pull that string.
I may be able to say, hey, what do you think about lanes 31 for the one time? No, I'm kidding. That's Brandon Flora taking a shot right there.
That old Wayner might still be bowling, baby. Is he in?
Oh, Wayne's got, what did Wayne have? 760?
765.
765. What did you end up with?
Wayne's always like that.
How's the backer sending you home?
He's not. I get the ball rip him now. I had 500 for 2.
That's a good question for the chat. What happens when the backer makes it farther than the back? Is it the back E?
Yes. Yeah, that's an interesting conundrum.
Does the back E get any cut of the backer if they win?
Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a.
Got to check the contract.
Yeah, check your contract. You might have like a savers entry in there, or that's.
He bought me breakfast this morning.
He might have to win the. He might have to win the tournament to get your bracket money back. DJ laughed at that one a little bit. What'd you end up at? So what'd you shoot? 793 for Scotty Sparks.
All right, he's in.
Okay. You heard what I said, double bounce down there. It gets tough down there. That was his middle game. So when he got to lane 1 and 2, he that was the so
So I got to think that 793 right now is high.
well, I mean, yeah, you would think. So I got 748 just that we know of in third right now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think somewhere in the 740s might be the number. Again, folks, if you're just joining us and wondering why are we watching bowling at this ridiculous angle, it's because all of the bowling that was in front of us on lanes 31 through 36 is complete. And there were several pairs with four players on a pair as opposed to 3, which was down on the high end. And here we are just waiting for those pairs to finish up. Once they are done, scores will be tallied, and we'll move on to the top 8 and then get the bracket for you on and popping. AJ Rice just wrapped a 7. All right, I think that was Cooper Allen, who Jeremy was referencing earlier. Again, 52 lanes here at Executive Strike and Spare, Executive Bowl. And the long look all the way down, you can see as we were panning the Executive Bowl, and you know, people don't write in cursive anymore, but cursive, the executive in cursive on the walls on each end. We were talking about you know, making suggestions and people making guesses in the chat about what the cut number of this sweeper was going to be. And of the 10, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wrote down 9 tallies. And there was a giveaway opportunity. Jeremy Thomas was going to give away an adult or any beverage, a beverage of choice.
Beverage of choice.
If you were in the building tonight and you correctly guessed the cut number. Jeremy C was at 763. Bluegrass at 732. Kim Skywalker was at 715. Cody said 744. Gene at 770. Mike from Cali at 734. Chris Hester had 759. Bryce had 774. Matt Housley 725, and those were the last ones that I saw.
Feel free to keep guessing as well. You still have probably another 5 minutes to get a guess in. They're finishing up down there. Then they got to get the bracket together and the cut. So probably got about 5-10 minutes to get some guesses in if you would like an adult beverage tonight. If you can guess it exactly correct. And you never know. Even if someone doesn't guess it correctly, maybe we'll do the Price is Right game, and maybe I'll still meet you at the bar.
Little showcase showdown.
Yeah. Can't go over.
There are 2 pair left to finish up. That actually might be 0 now that I say that. Actually, that is it. All right, so we are now officially complete. Let's throw our sign here on the text. So we are officially now waiting for the cut announcement, so do not go anywhere. Appreciate you tuning in. So while we have an opportunity, I always like to open it up for a little bit of a Q&A in these moments as we wait. But since Jeremy is in the booth with me, and I appreciate him for being here as we pan and give you more of what executive looks like. Jeremy, about a year ago, we met. It might have been, I feel like we met two years ago
yes.
when I first did the Bradley for the first time as part of Bullstream TV. Then obviously reconnected last year, and you were just kind of beginning or had just kind of started running your own events, and now almost a full year later, you are rocking and rolling. So what's going on with Thomas Tournaments?
Oh man, it's busy. First of all, the support from the community, from the bowling community in general, is absolutely insane. We don't only just do one thing. I wanted to focus on when I started was not only changing the game to get it back into the bowler's perspective, because a little bit of background, it was, I told you earlier, going to tournaments and the payouts are terrible, or the cuts, or they're not ran properly, or you're in there and you all the things you leave with when you're upset. I was like, you know what? There's only one way to fix it. Someone said, do it yourself. And I said, well, let's see. Started out kind of slow, some smaller stuff. And now, you know, let's hope that it continues, obviously. But we are running a monthly trio that is sold out for probably all the way until last year. Every event sells out. The next event, we're already sold out with about 8 teams on the waiting list. We just popped up a 5-man Baker team tournament in Kokomo that sold out in one day. We have a 50-50 tournament the day after Derby, sold out in 2 days.
Wow.
It's so it's something. I will tell you, there's a lot coming up. There's a lot that we're working on. It's just very hard to find times and dates, you know, especially when this isn't my job. This is more of a hobby more of a passion. I wish it was a job, but unfortunately it's not. But yeah, definitely going in the right direction. That's for sure. Um, get to meet a lot of very good people. As you can see, a lot of the people that walk up and talk to me, a lot of these guys I've never met before until I started doing this. Become really good friends with Kyle Troop, who helped me get on Storm staff. Uh, never, never thought that I would be talking to those guys. You know, it's pretty wild, but it's a fun ride. I hope it lasts. Who knows? But I definitely enjoy it. At some point, we have to get some streaming going on. I haven't figured that part out yet. Our events aren't big enough to pull someone like you to them. Obviously, they're not. There's not enough money in them.
I appreciate your thought of you thinking of me in that light. No, I do.
Yeah,
I do appreciate you thinking of me in that light. But we've talked before. I figure we can. But no matter what, I'll try to help you as best as I can.
Yeah.
You know, you were so eager when we first met. Like you could just, you meet people and they're describing their vision to you, and for me at least, I can kind of tell what they mean because it's all over their face. And that was you. You were very passionate about wanting to help people in the sport get better.
Yeah.
And you've utilized some opportunities and your own recognizance, if you will, to create opportunities, and now you're sharing those opportunities with everyone else.
Yeah, I'll give you a perfect example. There's been times that I've wanted to quit, because people come up and say things that, look, when you're bowling good and everything's going good, you're happy, right? When things aren't going your way, you had a bad day on the lanes, something didn't go your way, sometimes you can get some negative comments, you know, and that's stuff that I can't control.
Right.
But I do understand as a player when you're having a bad day. So sometimes I've gotten to the point where I've messaged like Mike Hoffman, one of those guys I was talking about earlier, like, what do you do? I even asked Kyle, what do you do when you just want to give up? Because it's too much. They don't understand when I go home, I got messages from so many people. Some are good, some aren't.
Right.
And you're like, I'm doing all this for just a little bit of money, and it's not even as much as what people think. And you want to give up, and you're like, I'm just done with this. And then you meet somebody that comes up to you and says, hey, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. You got my support. And then the one thing that changed me, not only with the community where we started doing like fundraisers to help people, we started doing small ones. So 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago, I came up with this idea of doing a Christmas fundraiser to help kids that are less fortunate get Christmas presents, right? So we started the first year. I started it. We got maybe $1,500, and we took 2 or 3 families out Christmas shopping. And then the next year, next year, through some friends that knew each other, and he was moving here and all that good stuff, but I hooked up with Kyle. And me and Kyle went out, and we raised almost $10,000 the second year. Me and him went out personally to Academy Sports. We took families out. Like, we took them physically out. All kinds of great stuff. We helped charities. We did all kinds of great stuff. So Kyle looked at me when it was over. He said, genuinely was like, I've never done anything that felt so great. And that's how I felt. So this past year, and when it first happened, it was kind of funny because people think that something's wrong when this happens. So Kyle, we had already talked, and he said, next year I want to take this to my hometown, right?
Right.
So when he decided to take it to North Carolina, a couple people were like, oh, man, him and Kyle, no, that was the plan the whole time. So I said, I don't want to disrespect you, but I still want to do it here. He supported me, donated stuff, all was good. So I did one here. It was a little smaller. We think we did about 4,000 or 5,000. Took out tons of families, did great. In North Carolina, he raised like 12,000. Did the same thing. And next year, I believe his plan, what we talked about, he wants to travel it more, make it out like.
Sure.
So I believe he's going to Indy next year with Tim Mack. But knowing that, as small as I am, someone like that in the bowling world caught on to what I was doing. It was like, hey, I want to do this. And now maybe someone sees what he's doing, they want to do it. So that's what keeps me going, stuff like that. Every time I'm having a bad day, I think about, well, where's the good at? So it's not just on the lanes, it's off the lanes, and I think that's what keeps me going because, believe me, when you're having a tournament, there's going to be 8 happy people right now, and there's going to be 60 people that aren't as happy. So,
Indeed.
but yeah, a little bit of that probably some of you all probably didn't care about, but I think when you're bowling, remember that make some friends out here, meet some people, someone you might not even know, like get to know them. You might be surprised at how good of people they are. You might be surprised where they can help you go. You know, sometimes people look and say, well, I don't like that guy because he strikes a lot, or I don't, you know, just take that part of it out of it. You know, like when AJ shot his 900, he was getting just blasted
Yeah,
from
you
so
know.
many people. Instead of just saying, hey, congratulations, that's incredible.
Yeah,
It's,
I saw some stuff that
you
just
know.
didn't make sense.
yeah. So try to have fun with the game. Try to meet new people. You know, all that good stuff. So Kim's asking how Courtney's doing. He's walking behind me right now, and he's taking his bowling stuff to the parking lot, so it's not a good sign. And a pet peeve of bowling is, I'll tell you, when someone's walking to their car with their bowling equipment, you don't
Yeah,
ask
you
them
ask
how
them
they
how you
how you bowl.
how you
Well,
bowl.
obviously, they don't believe they made it, and people do it all the time, and it fries people out, and I get it. They don't mean it that way. You turn around and say, hey, how'd you bowl? And he's like, well, I'm going that way. What do you think?
Yeah, it's
You know?
it can be a bit not distracting, but deflating, or it could add to your deflation,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll know the cut here very shortly. I believe all the scores are in. They're probably just a matter of putting them in the system or moving the cards around and getting the bracket together, because you got to remember they do got to seed the bracket. So
Correct.
that takes a few minutes as well.
Yeah, so there's a ton happening. Jim, I appreciate you tuning in as always too.
Oh, Nolan White, 770. He said, I think I'll make it.
770.
Yeah. Nolan is from the Cincinnati area. Very good player.
Oh, he looks. I saw him last year.
Yeah, he but yeah, like you said, this is a nice little warm-up tournament for anybody who has time to come out. You know, you kind of meet, hang out. The Friday night doubles is always a good time. It's not too serious, but it's serious enough that you can win some money, but it's also kind of laid back. Everybody has fun. I remember years ago, after the Friday night doubles, I mean, there was pot games and action matches all night long. I'm not really sure if that's too much of a thing anymore, but those are always fun to watch. I believe last year, wasn't there a pretty big match with Kim Bullaby and those guys? I want to think they bowled for like a team game for like it was a Biondo. Is that how you say it?
Brandon?
Yeah, they bowled an action match against Tony
Oh.
Lambert.
Really?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
think they bowled for, I think it was like 2,500 a team. So it's kind of fun to watch when guys do that. It's not my money, but
Of course. Hey, do me one favor.
yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you to switch headsets because I'm testing some audio.
Gotcha. You got me?
Yeah.
All right. This headset number 3.
Okay, so you guys let us know, or let me know if there's any noticeable difference in audio levels now.
We'll see if we can read a couple questions that may help. He is the professional. I am an amateur at best.
Okay, well, that worked. Bluegrass says it's much louder.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Bluegrass.
All right,
I really need Jim Moore to confirm it because he was the first person to bring it up.
Yeah, it very well could have been the mic. It very well could have been that I did not have this in the right spot either.
Nah, you know, I saw there were 2 buttons pressed down, and I'm like, those buttons may be suppressing the mic ever so slightly, meaning if that button's pressed down, it's only going to go to X amount of decibels. So I think that's what it was.
Gotcha. I definitely enjoy you letting me hang out. I look forward to it. I enjoy it.
You know, what's funny, ask any live streamer, and the first squad of anything is always the test squad. Like, even though you've done this a gazillion times, it never really works until it works. And so now, well, hey, the audio's, it's okay, but it could be louder. Now we can talk about that. I can spend this time fixing it.
Yeah, and I definitely think you guys that are watching and listening and chatting back with us, hit that share button one time. Help him out. Get it out there. Share it to your social media, wherever they can find the live stream. Anytime we can watch bowling and get more eyes and viewers to the booth, it's always a good thing.
All right, so I think let's turn down some gain levels. We'll turn up the pots themselves, and I think we can find the right balance.
There went his lunch for the day. Corey, your lunch has been taken away.
You know Corey?
Yeah, that's that's one of my best friends. He's something.
I was going to say, Corey just came right in off the top rope.
I like the fact that when one of you guys just hit me with the people's elbow that Emil didn't even read it.
Well, I mean, I don't know Corey.
Yeah, Corey's a good friend.
I can't just be throwing that out there like that.
He's a better friend than a bowler, I promise you that.
All right, I'm going to try. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I think they're still waiting on the cut number. Shouldn't be too much longer. I think they got all the scores in. I think they were missing a score sheet. Just by looking at some of the guys that are standing around, Tyler looks like he feels pretty confident. He's still in the bowler's area. Camp Crow is asking other people's scores, so he must be – oh, no, I think he's score searching, so he must have had a pretty decent set. Wayne shoots 769 or whatever, and he said he thinks he's going to miss it. He's paranoid. I think he's safe.
Well, I think as we said last year, right, it was the possibilities. No. DJ said he shot 750.
I think originally you had asked me if I was bowling, and I said no because I can't shoot 750.
Right.
And I believe you said, oh, it wasn't that high. And then someone said they missed the cut with 750.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, but that's part of it. I mean, I know it sounds like a lot, but you got a lot of quality bowlers. I mean, every bowler in here is capable of shooting 800. You know, they're very good bowlers. So that's going to happen. You know, especially on a house shot. I think they all know going in. And I think that's the best part is that all the guys know it's going to take a big score. You know, they're not coming in here thinking they're going to shoot 700 and win. They're well aware they need 740 plus to make it.
I like the challenge. I'm not bowling, but I love the challenge. I was saying as I was writing down all of the
Scotty Sparks told us he shot 793, I believe is what he said.
He did say 793.
793. I think he said he had front 8 and then missed a spare the last game.
So that could be the high in the book at the moment.
I mean, I think he's safe to make the cut. I think he's going to make the cut.
Definitely in the cut.
I think he's going to make it.
Whether or not he'll be the 1 seed is the next question.
Yeah, and you said it's best 2 out of 3?
Best 2 out of 3 for the finals only.
So everything there's a 1-game match.
Correct.
Okay.
The first 2 rounds are single elimination.
Real quick, if you're watching, don't forget, if you want to take a guess, they have not called the cut number out. You're still up for that free drink of choice if you can guess the cut number from myself tonight, if you are here at the doubles event tonight.
They got to be in the building.
Yep. So if you want to take a shot at a drink, it does not have to be alcohol. It can be alcohol, but it can also be an icy water.
Yeah, they do have an icy machine
they
here,
do.
which is clutch.
Yeah. And I hear I'm not a big drinker, but tonight I'll have a 7 and 7. I have my one a year. But they also have these moonshine machines, slushy things. I hear they're really good, but I don't drink. So Everyone talks highly of the moonshine slushies.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I hear they're pretty good. You'll see a lot of them tonight.
And folks are just waiting for the top 8 to be officially announced.
Yeah, so as you can see, we joke around, Corey. Scotty and Corey are on my league team, and we call them Dad and Son. How's Dad doing today? And so it's funny. That's what he's talking about. Hello, Monos. Nice. Thanks for saying hello. Feel free if any of you want to drop a name in your chat so we know who you are. We probably personally know you, but I can only see your chat names. And so,
Well, you know, you can't ask people to put their government out there.
yeah.
So this is the internet.
Well, I always tell people, first of all, I'm not important enough to care. And second of all, if someone hacks my account, they're going to be highly disappointed. You hacked the wrong guy today. So, oh, Jeremy Saccone. Great. Yeah, where are you at? You should be here bowling. Jeremy's a phenomenal player. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but throws it really, really good.
I appreciate everybody for hanging out. I mean, I know that, you know, we've been on break probably,
Yeah,
I don't know, what,
yeah.
5, 15 minutes maybe
Yeah.
at this point. So apologies for the delay, but
This is where I try to tell people to use the app. You know, it's part of it. Everybody does their own thing, and there's nothing wrong with any of it. But technology is great. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But in the cut, in bowling, it's a very good thing.
right.
You know, and it helps the guys that are 9th and 10th and 12th that are lingering around right now, talking to their buddies. I'm not going to, you know, that they know, you know, so.
Oh, we know.
I mean,
I know all about Bluegrass. Bluegrass is my guy.
who is Bluegrass?
Bluegrass 300?
Who is it personally?
Well, that depends on if he wants me to say his
Okay,
name or not.
okay. Someone that I would know?
I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Okay, well, if Bluegrass, if you would like your name known, if not,
That's a
that's
great
okay.
question.
Why am I not bowling? I mean, I'll let the scores answer that. I was trying to find somebody to put in something to win some money. But, you know, I probably didn't make the right call there.
He's bowling in the old man doubles coming up.
I am bowling. Oh, I know who it is. You're such a hater. I know who it is now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. That one comment. Someone seems to think I'm 50 and that I can bowl in 50 over-under events. So I'm assuming that's who it is. I
No,
won't.
it's Kenny.
Kenny.
Stevens. Kenny
Who?
Stevens.
Okay, that's not who I thought it was.
Kenny Stevens. Great man.
Oh, okay.
His daughter bowled collegiately.
So Ryan Sidney
Oh,
has a, I
that's
don't know.
funny.
Ryan has a running joke every time I post an event, a 40-40 or something, or he'll say, when's the 50-50? So he likes to let me know that I'm getting old.
I'm going to go turn this camera over here real
Yes,
quick.
sir. If anybody's got any questions, let us know. Yeah, Chris, that's a pretty good partner to have. Jalen Mosley is never a bad teammate. I'm pretty jealous, to be honest with you. I would love to bowl with J-Mo one time. I told him just one time. Like, I don't even care. I'll pay for it. One time.
All right, Bowler, sorry for the
Okay, here we go.
calculating and finalizing scores.
Here we go. Oh, you're not bowling with Jalen. So that answers the question. Someone told me he was looking for a partner last night. Sorry, Chris, sorry to hear that, buddy. I thought you said you were bowling with him. You are not bowling with him. So he's bowling with Bryce? So Jalen and Bryce are bowling together? Is that what you're saying? I believe the cut's about to be announced. I believe. There's a lot of people pacing right now. There's a lot of guys that look like they're on the edge. One person that's not on the edge is Scotty Sparks with a 793. Well, Chris, we hope you get better, buddy. You know how I feel about you. We always like you out here. Hopefully, I'm representing our city well on the live stream. I'm not a professional by any means. Just trying to have fun, just trying to enjoy the sport. Luckily, Emil lets me sit in with him. I have fun doing it. Not sure if you guys have fun listening to me, but we enjoy it for sure.
All right, so your top 12 will cash, top 8 make bracket play. So if you, I'll start at 12 and move forward.
Okay, so we're going to do top 12 first.
So your 12th place and final cash spot will be Cam Crow and Ethan Fior with 735.
So 735 is out.
The 10th cash spot, Tony Lambert, 739.
739 is out.
9th and first out is Jeff Lyons, 743.
743 is out.
Your top 8, qualifying in 8th place, Tyler Slawball, 748.
Wow, and he
7th,
struck.
Brandon Coombs, 750. Wayne Jakes, 765. Nolan White, 770. Cooper Allen, 771. Chris Hankins, 783. And then William Stinson, 793. Will be your second place qualifying, your top overall. Also with the 793, but with a higher game score is Scott Sparks.
All right, so the cut was 748. Tyler Slayball, who struck out. So, if anyone that was listening, I'm going to give you a little rundown of the top 12.
Your 8th seed, Tyler Slawball, will be bowling number 1 seed, Scott Sparks, on lanes 29 and 30.
I'll give you a rundown here in just a second. I'm writing the bracket down. So that's the 1-8.
Will be bowling 2 seed, William Stinson. Will be bowling 7 seed, Brandon Coombs, on 33 and 34. Your 3 seed, Chris Hankins, will be bowling. Your 6 seed, Wayne Jakes, on 35 and 36. And your 4 seed, Cooper Allen, will be bowling 5 seed, Nolan White, on 31 and 32.
All right, so a little bit of a rundown for you. Here's what we got. 12th place, Cam Crow, 735. 11th place, I didn't catch his name. I will try to find out.
We'll give you guys a couple minutes to get down here.
10th place was Tony Lambert at 739. And the 9th final cash spot was Jeff Lyons at 743. Your 8th seed and the cut was 748, and that was Tyler Slayball. So Tyler Slayball was your cut at 748. So if you get 748, you are a winner. Now the top 8, our matchups are Scotty Sparks versus Tyler Slayball, and then Nolan White versus Cooper Allen on their side of the bracket. I believe that's how he did his bracket. If he did it like normal brackets, that's who it should be. It should be Scotty and Tyler, and Nolan White and Cooper Allen. And then on the other side, we have William Svensson, Brandon Coombs, Chris Hankins, and Wayne Jakes. It looks like we got a pretty good mix of everything. Some out-of-town guys. We have a local, 2, 3 local guys, couple guys passing through town. Yeah, 748 pins to make the cut is what we have I believe from here on out, at least these first 2 rounds, I believe Emil said are, I will double check the format, but I believe it is a 1-game match. Everything is scratch. There is no handicap. So it will be 1-game matches, and then that will drop us to 4, and I believe you said it's another 1-game match, and then that will take us to our championship game, and then the championship game is 2 out of 3.
Right side's wall.
No, there's a lefty, Tyler. So DJ's crying. He said the lefty were shut out.
I didn't say shut out. I just
Oh, he's kidding. He's kidding. But so interesting fact that I said or question for the chat: if your backer beats you, yeah, we'll ask Wayne this question. So in the chat, if you have a backer that pays for your stuff, I'm gonna get to this. What is your answer to this question that I'm gonna ask Wayne a question, and I want to know what you guys think. If you back somebody and he stinks today, and you beat him, he's out of luck, right?
He's got to buy dinner.
He's got to buy dinner. He's got to buy dinner. So, if you're the backer and you beat your back, is it the backer and the backee? So he's bowling and he's not. So now we're cheering for. We're only here for Wayne anyway. That's all we're ever here for. So yeah.
I'm rooting for Tyler because he's the only lefty in the top left until he bowls.
Oh, here we go.
All right, bowlers, if everybody is down on their lanes, we're going to start you guys for your 5 minutes of practice. Good luck to the bowler.
All right, Emil is back.
Okay, so I know you had the rundown, if you will.
Yeah, I will bring it back up one more time. So the cut was 748 pins. Just
748.
That is a nice, 249 average?
Somebody was close to that, maybe. Oh, Cody.
249 average. Cody, last name?
Cody Poole got
Cody
to
Poole.
740. Of the ones that I wrote
Okay.
down,
Yeah.
he was the closest.
No one says, some people said they were close, so I'm guessing someone didn't get it. So from what I understand, it's a 1-game match
Correct.
until the finals.
Also
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Now, what I have, I'm assuming this is a regular bracket 1-8-4-5,
Also correct.
2-7-3-6. So our matchups will be Scotty Sparks versus Tyler Slayball. We got Nolan White versus Cooper Allen on that side of the bracket. And then we have William Svensson versus Brandon Coombs and Chris Hankins versus Wayne Jakes. That is our top 8.
And because of the lanes in use for this round, the only match we don't really have an eye on from a camera perspective is the 1 versus 8. But we'll have we've got 31 through 34 in front of you, and then we'll be able to get to 35 and 36
You
here.
got a small angle of 1 through 8. You can't see this. I think you can see it in the corner. But that being said, I'm assuming for streaming purposes, he's only going to use these 4 lanes for the finals, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess it'll depend on who wins their matches, what lane they bowl on?
Yeah, I think basically the
They're
matches
gonna-
on 33 and 36, the
flip-flop.
winners will flip-flop, and they'll bowl on 29 to
And
32.
then the last game, they're going to
It's going to be interesting here because they both bowled on this pair.
Yeah.
Wayne had 78, he had 79.
That is true. Chris Hankins started on this pair, shot 279, and Wayne just finished on this pair with 278.
This might be the match.
It could be. I will tell you, if you're not familiar with Brandon, he is the gentleman on lane 33. He's bowling. He is from Evansville as well. He throws the ball pretty good right here with the white pants, the white khakis. He throws the ball really, got a high backswing. Young kid. I'd say he's in his low. And as to say that, he misses completely right, but I think
It's practice.
yeah, it's practice. He was seeing where he was at, but he actually, believe it or not, the year that I made the top 40, he was my ball sander. So I get,
Of the Bradley?
yeah, he hit my ball with about 180, and he had me in a good spot.
So you're saying we need 180?
I don't know. That's just what he put on there. What we got going on, Kim?
180 grit.
What'd Kim say? Can't see that. No. Yeah. You're bowling 7:30 tonight? Oh, she must be talking. Oh, Jeremy
Talking about
Coulter.
you.
Okay. I'll say that's a pretty good shot right there in practice. I have not seen him bowl before.
Me neither. And but I've again seen his name.
I have seen the name.
Bowling well, participating and competing on tour, the PBA tour specifically.
Yeah, I always assumed. I shouldn't assume because they got the same last name. I just put 2 and 2 together, and I could be totally wrong.
I do not know that if he is related to Jesper directly. But Vincent is a common name in Sweden.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna guess they're not.
But I can tell you this: Williams Vincent can bowl.
Yeah, I see that.
We don't need to investigate that at all.
No, and a lot of people say, when you go into a tournament, this is something that I always enjoy about bowling. Kind of something you said earlier about looking on paper and people saying, oh, well, he's going to win or he's going to win. They can't beat this. We got a mixed bag of players right now. We have 2 senior bowlers. We got a lefty. We got a couple two-handers. Pretty fair. I would say that if you polled the field before the tournament, that only a few people, I know a lot of these guys, but outside of that, I would say probably only a couple of these guys someone would have probably picked if you were picking that way.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Can you run down our top 8 one more time?
Yes. So our 8th qualifier was Tyler Slayball at 748.
Okay.
7th was Brandon Coombs. I don't remember their scores.
Okay.
Wayne Jakes, Nolan White.
Wayne Jake 6, Nolan White 5th.
Yep. And then we had Cooper Allen.
Cooper Allen 4th.
Chris Hankins.
Chris Hankins 3rd.
Williams Fenson.
2nd.
And Scotty Sparks at the top of the field.
Okay.
And then that's your matchups.
So we know Wayne got to 765, and that's 6th. just for scoring purposes.
And if I remember correctly, we were watching Tyler's 10th frame, and he struck out, correct?
Yeah, that got him there.
Yeah.
He needed them all.
He got past Jeff Lyons by 4 pins.
I heard Cam Crow got a cashing spot too. Is that correct?
He was. That's who 11th was. It was Cam Crow was 12th.
Gotcha.
So Cash was 735.
Okay, folks. So what we have in front of you, there's Williams Vincent. William again is the number 2 seed. This is the 2-7. William versus Brandon Coombs. Is that correct?
Brandon Coombs, correct.
Coombs. And then on 31 and 32.
That is Nolan White
and Cooper Allen. Okay. It's a good matchup. Then the bottom right of your screen on 35 and 36, Chris Hankins and Wayne Jakes. That's a good matchup. And then the one match that is not on camera currently are 1 versus 8, but we'll keep you obviously posted on what's happening there. And then you'll be able to see it a little bit off to your left here on the screen. Top seed Scott Sparks versus the aforementioned Tyler Slayball.
I would say I'm curious to see what the matches are going to. I mean, I think these are going to be some good matches. I mean, I'm thinking like 10th frame. A lot of them are going to come down to the 10th frame. There's some quality shots being made right now for sure. Cody Poole, you missed by how many points did you miss by? 1? Are you bowling tonight? Cody, let me know. Are you bowling tonight?
Yes, he is.
Okay, well.
He is bowling.
I'll tell you what, Cody.
He's got a 3-hour drive.
Wow. Well.
But you could make it better for him.
Yeah. Cody, I tell you what, I'm not sure if I personally know Cody or not. But I'll tell you what.
Just tell him to come to the booth.
You got two options. You can come to the booth and I'll leave some money with a meal, or I can go to the bar and tell him no, I'm not going to say that because everybody be Cody Poole.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what you should do
I got to watch that.
Tell Cody to come to the booth. then I'll know who he is. Then
Okay.
I can hopefully maybe
Okay.
introduce y'all to before bowling starts.
Maybe I can be on lane 33 and 34.
Then maybe you can
You
be
all
on
can watch.
33.
You all can watch me bowl 206 every game.
All right, so Vincent looking for the early double. Again,
think-
one-game matches for the first 2 rounds until we get to the finals. Then it's best 2 out of 3. Just so everyone is clear on that.
Yeah, it was top 12 cash. I'm not sure then how many entries there were. You're saying 64, so
Bluegrass is correct.
so that's what 1 in 6, 1 in 5 ish. Pretty good pay ratio. And you know, I like the top 8. A lot of people think you should take more, 16, whatever, and I get it. I am a fan of taking 8 or whatever that number would be, and then paying out more spots. I am a fan of that. It's a little bit less time consuming for a sweeper. Less rounds, obviously. You get rewarded for bowling good. You have a better cash spot and a chance to win. So I personally don't mind the top 8 as long as you're paying out the ratios. At the bottom. And knowing I've worked with Jason a little bit on changing some payouts and some ratios over the last year. You'd probably be surprised. I bet he close to doubled your money for cashing. Jason's been really good about that the last few tournaments he's ran, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I'm sure we can find that out. And Chris Hankins is still on fire, by the way.
So I do have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
And it's difficult to say because a lot of players like to bowl on the burn. It's only been 3 games, right? And with some pairs only having 3 on a pair.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody has a particular advantage? To me, it looks like everyone hooks it enough, right?
I mean, looking at that, like I told you, this match is going to be tough.
Which one?
Brandon Coombs can throw the ball, I promise you. Wayne is still striking. That matchup right there is going to be one that might be pretty tough. But I would say 3 games probably isn't, with only 3 bowlers on a pair, probably isn't going to have. And
3 to 4.
And I believe these pairs we're using were all the ones that
Right.
only had 3.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be too bad. I didn't remember anybody throwing any urethane or anything like that. So
No, I don't think so either.
you might catch a little bit like that transition he just hit right there. Maybe he just got it in a little bit. I'm not sure, but no, I think it'd be fair. Some of these guys might have an advantage because they bowled down here. Like obviously Wayne and Chris bowled really well on this pair. Tyler bowled down here. Cooper Allen did not. Brandon Coombs didn't. So those guys might have a little bit of an advantage because they were down here. I mean, like you said, the first game, Chris Hankins shoots 279 on this pair, and then the last game, Wayne just came off 278. So,
Yeah, this is this match here. This might be I think it's the match of this round. Now I can't say. Oh wow.
yeah, that's
on cue.
That's the hit here.
I was gonna
Sometimes,
say.
unfortunately, it's kind of like your corners here are tough to get out, and then when you kind of get that bad angle, you don't get the kick out of the 7, and then that's what happens.
I was gonna say Chris Hankins. He was a little further right when he started. Bounce it.
Yeah, that's with the way that the scores are going on that lane, especially after what Wayne's doing, that shot's gonna hurt. But to give you a little bit of rundown, I can kind of see out the corner of my eye. Looks like Tyler had spare 3 in a row, spare, and Scotty went strike, spare, strike, open. So Tyler was winning that match currently. Nolan White and Cooper Allen look like they're about even right now. Coombs has a lead right now as he's got spare 3 in a row. Chris looking to get it back. Got a little break right there.
Yeah, when he started on this pair, he was not throwing whatever piece of equipment he's throwing now. And so again, this is essentially game 4.
Yeah. Wayne, I feel like Wayne is just in a zone right now. Like it just feels like Wayne's got that feel. And if you bowl or any sport you play, you know what I'm talking about. When you got the, like when I shot my 865, nothing was going wrong. I mean, yeah, it was just, it didn't, and every shot was good, you know.
Well, when I shot my 701.
Yeah, I got to throw that out there every now and then. It's the only one big set I've ever had, but it was here actually too. So
Brandon Coombs, good start, looking for 5 in a row.
told you, he throws the ball really good. He's young. He's a good kid.
Where's he from?
He's from Evansville, Indiana.
Okay.
He's a great person. I mean, he's I would say he's probably in his younger 20s and is mature and doesn't get into any trouble. He's respectful. Good kid.
Right now, the difference between Hankins and Jakes is a 7-10.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep it locked here as we watch Cooper Allen. Left of your screen, and then bottom right there is Chris Hankins. 7-10 on this lane last time up. Didn't have to worry about it this time.
Yeah, Chris, so you got 2 Evansville boys in the finals. You got Chris Hankins and Brandon Coombs, and if they both win, they bowl each other. Oh, you got $100 back with a 190 game on brackets. He didn't get blanked.
It's a whole lot less hundred than you usually give me. I don't like those guys.
All right, so Chris Hankins looking to get back on the train. Just pured off his hand. Told you, Chris is on a heater right now. It seems like every day I look on Facebook, Chris is posting an 800 or a 300, or it's insane. He is throwing it well. But I have to say, like I said a minute ago when I was talking about getting in that zone, I just feel like Wayne's in it right now. He looks calm. He looks relaxed. Like he's just having fun throwing the ball down the lane, and every shot off his hand's been good.
Here's Wayne. Bang.
I mean, sometimes it's like that, you know, and nothing you can do is wrong.
Well, this is between this match right now and Brandon Coombs and William Svensson. We could see some situations 280, 276. Yeah. We could see 290, 260 potentially. It could be 270, 260. And honestly, the winners obviously aren't
10-pin for Coombs.
Aren't finalized yet. In fact, this shot here from William could tell us a lot. That was like a must strike right there. Because Brandon could have stepped up in the 9th and 10th and struck out for 276. And then made it very interesting. He still can do that. But he could have struck out for a win if Wayne doesn't strike there in the 9th. Gotta have it. Oh, and he got the 7-10 to go this time. That was the lane where he left it 2 frames earlier. Rep and Scooby in the building. Appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for hanging out, bowling on the Bradley Open weekend. Hit that subscribe button if you guys don't mind. Certainly appreciate it. On the goal for 10K subs here at the end of 2024.
Oh man, I would say that's probably going to end that match right there.
Remind me to talk to you about that too.
Yes, sir. I need to learn things like that.
I got some questions for you as a bowling connoisseur. I want to get your opinion.
Off the record or on the record?
On the record,
yeah,
off the record.
Shoot.
Not now.
Okay.
I'm actually before.
Okay.
I will throw it out to the viewers too. I'm always curious what people want to watch, and there's just a variety of. Make it. Oh, come on.
Oh,
wow.
That would have been a nice clip for the.
Wow, absolutely.
So it looks like to me, like I said, everything is going Wayne's way. I'm telling you right now, the zone is real. When you're in the zone and everything's going your way, the player, Hankin 710s, you know. It's just like things go your way. So as long as Wayne stays clean, I'm pretty sure he might already be.
No, he's good.
Already in, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Brandon Coombs looks like he's
They
already.
keep it on the lane, you know.
Brandon just needs a spare in the 9th or the 10th, and he's going to move on. And then he's going to bowl Wayne. Cooper Allen and Nolan Whiter, I mean, they're almost dead even. 155 to 156, both going into the 9th.
I tell you, that's a tough one there for Chris.
Yeah, he bowled a great game. I mean, he got one bad break, and what was it? Did he left, what, a 10 pin or
Left 7-10
Yeah.
and a 10 pin. You know,
I mean,
he needed a double to force a double
yeah.
from Mr. Jakes there, but if he gets the double, then again the 10th frame just might be a little bit different.
Okay, so
Brandon almost gave it back.
Yeah, he's going to advance. So on the other end, these two matches on the end that we can barely see. I mean, this match is a 1-pin match, and then Scotty Sparks just went 5 in a row to give himself a chance against Tyler. Ooh, Cooper just got out of a big 4. I think he 10-pinned, yeah. So Scotty has, he went through the face right there. I don't know what he left. Left a 10-pin. So Scotty can shoot, I think Scotty's going to shoot 220 or 230, and Tyler has 240 off. So I think Tyler's going to need to stay clean. But it looks like coming down to it, this match, Cooper Allen and Nolan White, is going to come down to who can throw a strike in the 10th. It's a big spare right here for Scotty. He needs it. He got it. I think that puts him at, I think Scotty's got 227. Tyler has 247 off. So first one in the 10th, he'll move on. Or count and spare. I think he's still good.
For
I think
Mr. Sparks.
I think Tyler just needs a mark. Scotty's going to have 227. And I think Tyler just needs a mark in the 10th.
Correct.
Yeah. So
Actually, no. That was an important field shot.
226. So if he 9 spares, they can tie.
9 spare strike is a tie.
9 spare strike is a tie. So first one in the 10th is guaranteed. So
And then also from the count situation.
Yeah.
So
if
he has to get 9.
He has to get 9. Strike wins. 9 could force a tie. Anything less, he loses.
And this is going to be
You'll
left of your screen.
Lane 30.
Yeah,
You'll see.
Tyler is going to enter on the left of your screen momentarily.
He is a lefty, so it'll be coming from the left side. Big shot right here for Tyler.
There it is.
There it is. Had to have it. Tyler's going to move on, and he'll face, well, we don't know because these two are dead even going into the 10th. So Nolan can put all kind of pressure on Cooper. This is what I love about it. It comes down to one frame. Do you got it or you don't? I usually don't.
I don't remember Nolan's finish, but I do remember him bowling, not just this event, but the Bradley in general.
Yeah.
I felt like he was in a good opportunity to do some things. So, as mentioned, he can strike out for 224, and then Cooper. The thing for Cooper too, because he's going to finish last. You know, he's watching and he's going to know exactly what he needs.
Right. He's going to need a double. Did he get it out? Yeah, he's going to have to have a double.
So he's going to need them all. Obviously, count here on the field is extremely important. Anything less than the strike, and Cooper can step up with all 3 potentially in the 10th and win.
Yeah. All right, so big shot right here.
I tell you, there's nothing like high scoring. And we're not going to get a lot of that, obviously, tomorrow.
No.
And that's the whole point of tomorrow and Sunday. Well, he did not like it, but what a break.
He did get 9 going runaway Brooklyn, so that's a break. So now Cooper has to double. So could have a tie. I do not know what the rules for the roll-off are. I would assume it's a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. That's how most are.
I'm going to, my guesses would be, and I'll find out
highly doubt he's going to let them bowl a whole nother game. That
No.
would just be slow for the tournament, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I would go personally with 1 ball roll off first,
Sudden death?
with the 2-game roll off.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, the 2-frame roll off being second on
so,
my
s-
list.
so sudden death.
That's what I would. That's
Okay.
what I would.
I
think.
like sudden death.
It
but-
may not matter. Cooper. Oh wow.
Wow, light swisher.
How about that?
All right. Well, he got one. I'm familiar with Cooper's name, and I'm pretty sure that he's. I want to say he's from the Lexington area, but I could be wrong, and I don't want to disrespect him. But I'm pretty sure I've heard that name around the Lexington area. But this is one of the bigger shots. This might be a single sweeper, and it might be not the biggest payday ever, but this is a very prestigious singles title to win, in my opinion.
All right, shout out to Mike Fairchild, who this is named after. Must have. Anything less than the strike here, Cooper will not advance. Ow. Skinny Jeans, the 410, and Nolan White is going to advance.
Yeah,
Richmond, by the way, for Cooper.
Richmond. I thought I was correct. I just never want to say because I don't know everybody. But Cooper, I believe I've seen the name around in some scores on. This is one thing that I've been venturing out with match play versus eliminator style, is that you have a guy lose with 244, and you have a guy win with 223.
And it could have been 276.
Yeah, and
he lost with.
But if you do eliminator, would he have made it? What would have made it? 245, 258, 240. So it would have been 244. Would have been the cut. But I like both styles. It's match play's fun.
Advancing is your number 8 seed, Tyler Slawball, and your number 5 seed, Nolan White, bowling on 35 and 36. Your number 7 seed, Brendan Coombs, and your number 6 seed, Wayne Jakes, bowling on 31 and 32. For those that fail to advance, you can get your payouts down in the tournament office.
For those interested, I will. I don't think he would care, but I can also ask what the payouts were if anybody would like to know. If you ever future want to bowl, I don't know if that's something that you guys want to know or if it even matters. Typically, cash is double your money roughly, so it just gives you an idea. First place is usually pretty nice anywhere you go. But these are, like I said, here goes 2 more good matches. Tyler Slayball versus Nolan White, and Brandon Coombs versus Wayne Jakes. So we got a lefty, we got a power player righty, a 2-hander, and a senior. Pretty fair.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
See if they get a few shots, a few minutes. Do they go right into it?
Yeah, that's always interesting. It looks like 35 and 36 for the most part has been pretty high scoring, except for that one game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, so I mean that should be a pretty high scoring match here. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to have practice or not, to be honest with you.
I guess is they probably get a shot or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to kind of reset the lanes. The finals are going to be on 37 and 38. So they're going to bowl on fresh, and then it's going to be best 2 out of 3. Don't forget the doubles event will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or approximately thereabouts. There is, which kind of delayed our start a little bit this morning. I believe it is the Farmers Machinery Show, which, from what I understand, is the largest show of in that genre
Yes.
in the country. Is going on next door at the Kentucky State Fairgrounds. Is that,
Yes,
that
sir.
in
Yes,
the
sir.
Expo Center?
Yes, sir.
If you've never been to Executive Bowl, the fairgrounds and the convention center, Executive Fairgrounds, if you will, literally right next door to the bowling center. So there was a little bit of traffic this morning, so there could be more. I think tomorrow, the wonderful Farish family was alerting me that there's going to be a tractor pull somewhere tomorrow.
So they have, okay, so I know a little bit about this,
Okay.
only because I'm employed by that place. They have every year, it's the farm, I think it's been here for 50 or 60 years, like a long time. I'll kind of compare it to bowling. The part of the show during the day is kind of like Bowl Expo. You go, you see all the new equipment, all the Case IH, all that stuff.
Okay.
Then in the evening, from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is the qualifying. So they have a National Farm Machinery tractor pull. So they have a qualifier all week. You qualify the top whatever. And then Saturday is the finals, the World Finals. So it's the biggest tractor pull in the country. People come from all over the nation and other countries.
Really? That's
I
incredible.
only know this because I work at it. I did not know this before. It's a big deal. The tractors going down the track are not. They're over $100,000. They're not out in the fields, if you know what I'm saying. They got tires on them that are big as me and you.
And obviously this is an industry. Of course, I don't know anything about
Me
that industry.
Me either.
And so, but I mean, just really fascinated by it. I love learning and hearing about other genres or industries where, you know, sometimes you can kind of get wrapped up, obviously, into whatever
Sure,
it is you're
sure.
involved in. And you guys in the chat, whatever you do for a living, whatever that is, you've been to conferences for work and, you know, those kinds of things. But you're wrapped up into what you do. And then you see something or hear about something like this next door, which is the largest of its kind in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that place next door is pretty big, folks. I've been there a couple times. Way back when, there was an AAU tournament,
Mm-hmm.
which you know a lot about because you coach. And
Lightly.
and it was the very early stages of me trying to figure out or get into high school, or not high school basketball, but just basketball play-by-play in general.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, there was a big-time AAU event there. They had all kinds of courts and such.
Yeah.
They put down, like, I don't know, 8 courts. A lot of them mimicked legendary courts like Rupp Arena and Louisville, et cetera, and so forth. I mean, it was solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of we have a lot of big events over there.
Right lanes, just go ball and it'll start. You get 2 balls on each lane.
Okay, so 2 balls on each lane. That is going to be our practice for this round. But yeah, it's fascinating how whatever you're into, you know, interesting in this match right here. If you remember, DJ struggled on this pair, didn't he? Chafin. He shot
on 35 and 30. Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Yes.
So maybe the left side on this
it was
might
his
not
low,
be an advantage.
was his low game.
And the righties on this pair, as you could saw, were just destroying just
Right.
250, 270. That might not be an advantage for Tyler, or maybe he just threw a bad shot right there. It was practice. But I do remember DJ struggled on this pair. Nolan probably plays a similar line than Chris Hankins probably. So he's probably going to have a good look. Yeah, Tyler had a light mixer right there. We're just in practice, obviously, but just some stuff that I'm seeing. But Tyler will get it figured out. But yeah, anything that you're into, you know, you take outside of bowling. You go outside of bowling, you talk to someone, they're like, "What? You're bowling a tournament this weekend?" So you know, it's whatever. It's
Right.
whatever you're into. And when I learned about the tractor pull, I told one of my friends, all they do is go straight 180 times in a row. But to them, it's different. And they play for money as well.
Okay.
But I think theirs is more of a hobby.
Gotcha.
When the tractor costs $100,000 and first place pays $20,000, they're not doing it for the money.
That's fair. I get a chance to just show it off, though, and see how well it works.
Yeah, well.
How many vendors do you think were over there?
I mean, there was like 10,000 booths.
Wow.
They're expecting 300,000 people in 3 days.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And I know these numbers only because I work there, obviously. But yeah,
Well, I mean, I appreciate you just
I don't know
shining a
anything
little
about
light
that.
on that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a tractor pull. I just know the numbers. Expected 300,000 people to go to the tractor pull, which is insane. But, and as you could tell, anybody that was coming in from town, you couldn't get a hotel room.
You know, but that's it's a weird thing, but that's always a small little risk that you take.
Yeah.
Just with the event itself.
Yeah.
In general. Sorry about that, folks.
All right, I think we're ready for action now. Where lanes are coming on after a couple practice balls. You're going to have a nice match here. Tyler is a great bowler. Nolan's a great bowler. You're going to see some nice scores. I still think Wayne is going to be tough to beat just because everything seems to be going his way today. But
yeah, if Wayne can get through this match, and considering he shot, he didn't shoot 300 on the fresh, but he did shoot.
he had, I think I had his scores. Wayne had. Let's see, I thought I wrote it down somewhere. So Wayne's first, so this is the pair that he struggled on, 218, right? Because he went there, here, and here. So the championship match most likely is going to be on 33 and 34. He shot 269 on that game. So if he can get past this round, it looks like this is where he had a 218. That was his first game. So. But Brandon is no easy road, I can promise you. Fun fact about Tyler. Tyler is a defending Proprietors Cup champion. If you are familiar, if you're familiar with that event.
Okay.
I don't know if it still goes on or not. Something different now, maybe. But he did win the Proprietors Cup a few years back. He asked me to bowl doubles with him, actually. And I already had a partner. And yeah, so Tyler's my guy. I think he is bowling with, he told me he's bowling with Justin Ward.
Someone who would know all about lefty pairs, Chris Hester, saying 29 to 32, solid on the left, 35 and 36, maybe not. But we're going to find out. I think all Tyler's got to do is just be close.
Yeah, you know, something weird about, I'm not really sure what's going on with the as he was talking about some of the ways some of the centers are changing. Some of them were really easy and now they're really hard. I don't know if it's, I feel like there was a change maybe in the machines or the oil patterns or whatever they were laying down, that they are tough right now. I mean, everywhere is not as high as they have been. But yeah, these are going to be two great matches.
And right now, they're both on your screen. Not your ideal split screen, folks, because of an angle.
You saw a couple of the guys looking to the right. There's some open play going down here.
A little bit of open play, yeah.
And they're pretty far away. You know, they're good 10, 15. But my man is passionate.
Hey, listen. Hey, he's probably got a small wager over there, too.
That very well could be. Yeah. But yeah, Nolan didn't like it. But I told you that lane is played really well to that shot, because that's kind of where Chris was playing, and it's kind of where Wayne plays. So he's probably going to have a good look. Brandon looked like he missed that off his hand a little bit. I would like to just be in this position one time. So in the chat, the four, who are your
who you got?
Who you got? Who's your fan favorite? Is that Who you pulling for? Nothing personal. Just who you think is gonna take it down? We got Wayne Jakes, Brandon Coombs, Nolan White, or Tyler Slayball. Looked like a better shot for Brandon there. Oh, that went Brooklyn. But like I told you, Wayne has that factor today, and I can't explain it. I called it 3 games ago. He just, something's going right. He's throwing the ball great. His opponents are struggling against him, getting bad breaks like Chris Hankins did. So it just feels like it's his day. I mean, every shot's been good.
Couple of votes for Tyler.
Yeah.
We are even through 4 frames on 35 and 36.
Yep, as I said, Justin's bowling with Tyler now. Tyler asked me to bowl with him like a week or so ago, and unfortunately, I already had a partner, so I had to turn him down, which I never want to do. But I'm loyal to people, so I couldn't do it. But there you go, you and Tyler. You're probably going to win. Did Wayne get out of that? Yeah, almost 2-8-10 there. Nice shot by Nolan. Said Nolan's from the Cincinnati area. Maybe a little further north than that, possibly. Maybe the Dayton area. But I do know it's up that area. I know he bowls a lot in Cincy, obviously, but I want to say it's more toward the Dayton area. Nice shot by Tyler. That's gonna this match is gonna be tough right here.
This is very similar to what we just saw with Wayne Jakes and Chris Hankins on this very pair. 2 righties. Now we've got a righty and a lefty, and it's looking pretty solid for Tyler from the lefty side of things.
Ooh, Brandon 2-8-10. Yeah, or no, that's a 4. That's a 4-8-10. That's gonna be but like I said, when things are going your way, like Wayne's right now, he's throwing the ball phenomenal, and the guys that are coming up against him are not making good shots. It's going to be interesting.
Hook a little.
Yeah, you know, that's the hit here. He missed left, flat. And that's where you get the 7-10. You know, he got out of it obviously because he has a lot of hand, but that's where that comes in, where you miss a little left and it's a good shot, but it just comes in at the wrong angle. And in this building, that's the corner pin, and you just hope you get the other one out.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. As we approach the 3 p.m. Eastern Time hour, we are live from Executive Bowl, Executive Strike and Spare in Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Emil Williams Jr. with Bowl Stream TV. Got my man Jeremy Thomas in the booth of Thomas Tournaments here locally as well. Appreciate you tuning in. I know we've got a lot of local flavor in the chat, and of course friends of all of us, friends of bowling, watching. I appreciate everybody for tuning in here this afternoon. And a nice sizable group here. Oh my goodness, how does that not connect? Wow. As you hit the stream, I appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe to Bowl Stream TV if you have not already. We're on the goal. The goal is to get to 10K subs this year, by the end of the year rather. And throughout the weekend, I'll be asking you guys, hey, what video content do you prefer? What's your favorite types of content to watch? I'll be looking to diversify my bonds, says Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
but I'll be looking to diversify the channel's content offerings in the future.
Yeah, I actually enjoy doing the ball reviews.
Okay.
I enjoy getting out there doing live and just going and letting them see, because you always see like the best shot with the ball. You don't get to see the warm-up shots or the moves,
right.
And I like doing it in live action. And what comes with that is failure, obviously.
Of course.
But I do not mind a bad shot being thrown. We all don't throw them perfect, trust me. So when I throw a bad shot, I'm okay with it, and I can live if someone makes fun of me for my bowling. But I do enjoy all that part of it. I find myself watching live stream all the time. I enjoy it. So right now, we got a break there. Score check. Tyler and Nolan are almost pretty even. Wayne is right now in command against Brandon. But Brandon's going to make a push, trust me. Brandon can go 36 still. Wayne's still got 4. Well, no, that's close. Brandon can go 36. Wayne can go 47, so they are very tight. And then this match right here in front of you, obviously, they're within 10 pins of each other as well. Big shot for Brandon here. Just like, he don't like it. Well, he didn't like it, but it struck.
John Willick checking in. Yeah, scores are high. I tried to enlarge those a little bit for you as well. I mean, we've got we did have a one-pin match, but
Oh, Wayne.
Nolan's could be on a double here momentarily. Wayne is
Giving him a chance.
absolutely. Not only has he got a chance.
Like I said, that was the pair that he struggled on. That was his lowest game. Oh, ooh, Tyler got a break there. All right, Wayne covered the spare there. So that match is going to come down to the 10th frame. Tyler needs to connect on this spare to put some pressure back on Nolan. Big shot for Brandon here. He can step up and win the match, right? 86, 236 off the sheet, and he gets the finish, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or they're doing
It's in his court.
yeah, he strikes out, he wins. If not, Wayne has a chance. That 6 count hurt.
The count is so huge.
Yeah.
And another messenger. That time it connected on the right lane for Nolan. That's a huge double there. And now Tyler looking for maybe a little bit of help here from Nolan late.
It's always interesting to see how do people handle pressure. I've been in spots where I haven't been bothered at all. Then I've been in other spots where I'm a wreck, and I don't know why. I don't know what causes it.
Bang.
Big shot by Nolan.
2 strikes and 8 for Brandon coming up on the left side of your screen to advance to the finals, where the format will slightly change. It will become a best 2 out of 3 to crown a champion.
Oh,
That's a good break.
that is the break you're looking for.
Meanwhile, to have a shot here, Tyler's going to be looking to strike here in the 9th, at least double in the 10th to get himself in the 240s. First and foremost, and he gets a good break.
Yeah, I think that shot where he was it the 7-pin that he left? I think he made a move, and I don't think it was the right one. But Tyler will at least give it an effort here. He's going to put some pressure on. Okay, that's a big shot for Wayne right there.
Wow. 4-pin there for Brandon, so Wayne's going to need a double. Double, and Wayne will advance.
Yeah.
Again, Tyler wants 2 here to get into the 240s. That would force, with good count, a mark from Nolan in the 10th frame.
All right, so far today it's been Wayne's day, so we're going to find out if it's still going to be his day or yeah, that was a good shot.
And there it is there.
That was a good shot right there by Tyler.
Wow.
All right, so now it's down to Wayne. He got that way right.
Oh.
Yeah, that he missed right on that ball.
Wow.
I know it looked good, and it was a great shot, but I could see that Wayne plays pretty tight.
Yep.
And that got all the way out, and such a good shot. So you're
those are the ones you need to carry sometimes when you make a mistake, and it was too good of a mistake.
I knew he missed right, but that angle here, the ball just didn't get that 9-pin out. So pretty good. I'm pretty sure if you asked Wayne when it was over, he'd be pretty excited about his finish here. He beat a lot of good bowlers. So we're going to have Nolan White and Brandon Coombs.
That's 2 out of 3.
The scoring pace in the finals has been a little bit lower than compared to the qualifying. So
I think, to me, that's a little bit expected just because, you know, once you get into match play, the atmosphere just changes.
Yeah.
As we all know.
Yeah, that's one thing people always ask me in the tournaments. They're like, well, how long do you think it'll take? I said, you know, when you qualify, everything goes pretty quick and pretty smooth. I said, well, when people get in match play, they buckle down. They take their time. They focus more. I'll check your comments in a minute. I can't see them at the moment, but Emil's going to move the camera, get you all a better view. The final match will be Nolan White, and are they coming to a fresh pair?
If this were you, Jeremy, would you rather bowl on the fresh?
I think you turned me down.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. You got me?
Oh, wait. No, my bad. You were 3.
Yeah, we switched. Yeah, you turned me off. I
My
couldn't
bad.
answer your questions. I was
My
trying,
bad.
but I didn't want to mess with the equipment. Jason's back too.
Oh, that's great.
We'll ask Jason that question. So, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. So we were he was actually getting ready to ask me a question about how do I feel or think about being on a fresh pair.
Yeah, if this were you, would you rather
Um,
bowl on the burn, what you just bowled on, or would you rather go to a fresh pair, which also looked to be very good this morning from the start?
I would say for me personally, it wouldn't really probably matter. Maybe from a tournament aspect, it maybe probably going to change things a little bit, probably, because they're going to get back to something a little bit more where they started at. But either way, it's probably not a big deal. Jason's in. He can kind of tell you what was his thought process behind that.
I mean, look, for me. Can you hear me now? Yeah, there we go. For me, I'd say bowler-wise, they probably prefer to stay on the conditions that they've been working through. You know, at the same time, what they're bowling on now, I think, is a soft condition. I think most people would consider the condition soft. So, you know, to make it even at least slightly more difficult after you've gone through a mindset of moving and transitioning through, going back to fresh at least makes you think about it a little bit. That's the mindset for me. Some people love it, some people hate it. At the end of the day, I'm the one that makes the call on it, and I think it at least keeps it fun to watch.
It's a nice wrinkle. It's a nice wrinkle to kind of reset the brain a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't use this pair today. And, so everything about it is new. And now, as you mentioned, you know, if this was a different setting, right? If this was tomorrow,
Yep.
like you probably wouldn't do it, you know, Saturday, Sunday, etc. when you get into that point, unless it's part of the tournament, everyone knows it, you know. But I like it for this environment that we're in because it keeps us. I think it's still fun. It actually adds a little bit more fun to it.
Yeah.
To me, because then you got to go back and think, all right, well, what did I start with? What ball did I throw this morning?
Mm-hmm.
And I could already tell that Nolan was able to move a little further right, or at least get his ball down lane further right than he was during some of these other bracket matches.
Yeah, and like I said, that was the mindset for me. It just keeps it different. You know, a lot of these guys strike a lot. I mean, if you look at the cut number for 748 getting in 8th place, I mean, I think that's pretty stout.
Yeah.
2 guys at 793 on the top. So just to give it something a little bit different, like you said, a little curveball for what they're doing and what they're looking at. You know, just keeps them a little bit sharp, keeps it entertaining on our end and the viewers' end and anyone that's here spectating right now.
I would also say that probably normally you would maybe get a complaint maybe from a bowler for doing that, but with the format that you're doing in the finals, that's 2 out of 3. I think they got plenty of time to try to figure it out and adjust, and you know that aspect of it's probably not going to upset anyone as much.
Well, I mean, I think you've had the pleasure of seeing this, being a tournament operator yourself. That you know, unfortunately, you don't make everybody happy. I've done this with a lot of different events where I put the finals back on fresh, and some people just completely hate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, other people understand the concept. And, you know, at the end of the day, for me, it's typically advertised in advance. I let them know what we're doing. We tell them in advance. And that's what we have them go on. Again, you know, I think viewer-wise, people watching, people here, people spectating. Again, some people love it and some people hate it. For me, it's just doing something different with it in the final. So, you know, I think it works out pretty well. Scores are a little bit different, you know, again, in this final already, where these guys have been striking a lot for a lot of frames. So.
Yeah, and like I said, 2 out of 3 match. It's not as bad, you know, when you come over and try to figure it out in 5 frames, you know. So I think that's gonna help it to be more fair per se.
Right, and you know, it's it's the same with, you know, if you're looking at the concept for best 2 out of 3 right now in comparison to a single game elimination. You know, there's people that have had complaints about that before. You know, I've seen this event go enough where someone's won game 1, and if you're going off of the format that they've gone through the semifinals and the quarters, they would have already won. You know, but again, it's different. It's making you think about it. You're not in a sprint to the finish. It's more like a longer race to get there. Winning one game doesn't necessarily do it, or doesn't do it. Definitely gives you an advantage, but doesn't mean you're out of it either. So, you know, again, it just gives it something different on a tournament that's designed to, it's going to have high scores. The scoring pace is going to be high. Payoff's going to be good at the end, and keeps it entertaining for everybody.
Yeah, I personally like the 2 out of 3 change for the finals for a couple reasons. One, you've earned your way to get there, and you hate to have one bad game and lose it. The second thing is it's for viewership and for streaming purposes, or just entertainment value. 2 out of 3 is always fun, you know, because when you get down to the 8th, 9th frame and a guy's down 40 pins, you know the match is over. It's time to tune out, right? Well, now it's time to stay and stick around and see what happens. And then the other thing where he does the 2 out of 3 is not total pinfall, because total pinfall can get away from you so quick that 2 out of 3 might not even matter.
Yeah, I've had people ask about that before, and I'm never an advocate for accumulated pinfall over 3 games, only because someone could kill it for 1 game.
Yeah, sure.
And then the other 2 games they could win. You know, in any other situation, in most other sports that you participate in, if you're winning a 2 out of 3 match, it means that you've won 2 matches. It doesn't mean that you've done well enough in 1 game to win the match over 3. So,
Oof.
You could tell off his hand he did not like that shot.
Right,
It looked pretty good to me, but he knows, you know, when you're a high quality caliber bowler, you know when you make a mistake.
Oh, absolutely. I used to remember what that looked like. It felt like.
Well, as Chris would
Back in the
ask,
day.
I think I would have had, what was the cut? What did you say, 780?
748.
Yeah, I might have had that for 4 games.
All right, makes the spare. Brandon again, best 2 out of 3 now. Best 2 out of 3. This is game 1. Again, game 1 of this now final situation. We had 64 entries and 12 players cashed. 8 advanced to the bracket finals, which means obviously they paid 4 additional players.
And I know me and Jason were talking earlier in the week. Did you get about the number you were looking for singles? It looked like you got a good push today.
Yeah, I mean, I think the push honestly came earlier this week.
Yeah.
That jumped up a lot. The Bradley entries itself bumped up a lot. Doubles is where it normally is. You know, I've got to update that as soon as we finish here today, or finish in this round here. So, you know, I was saying to Emil earlier, normally it's 50, 60 people. So sitting at that 64 number is, you know, a good turnout. Starts at noon, 12:30 on a Friday during the day with a good quality field, high scoring pace, and 12 people getting paid. So, you know, it's right about where I'd want it to be. You know, I'm not going to say I would never turn down more people.
No.
If I had 100 people come out in the morning, I'm not going to be upset about it. But again, 50, 60 people, I'm not upset with it at all.
First real trouble here for now Nolan. Split breaks down into a 7-10. Do the pins tend to fly here in the at executive? Can one make 7-10s frequently here?
Someone, Jalen Mosley, made it in the trio Sunday.
How about that?
Yeah, and normally I'm always streaming during the finals, at least on Facebook or something, and not one person was streaming at the moment, and he picks up the 7-10.
Of course, that's how it always happens.
But he did pick up the 7-10 Sunday.
That is how it happens.
Here.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you how many have or haven't been hit, you know.
Oh, Brandon is way right there.
You know, I would tell you that some people turn around and say that the carry's fine here, and some people would say not. I think that's a I'd say you'd say it's seen that a lot more, Emil, in a lot of different centers that people, some people love it, some people hate it. But I guess my rebuttal to that is there's an awful lot of high scores today. So
Oh,
I
sure.
think the carry was pretty good today.
Yeah. So how many, you might not remember this, how many guys were over 720? Do you know?
At least
Or did-
12.
Or did you just, or did you just kind of look at the cut and go from there?
I looked at the cut. I mean, heck, down to the bottom 2 cashing spots. Cam Crow was low to cash with 735.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
know-
so I think, I don't know. I mean, out of 60, I would be surprised if 20, 25
Yeah.
plus weren't 700
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. And I know we were talking about Tyler Slaybaugh.
Mhm.
He had to strike out in the 10th. Looking back,
Needed every one of them.
he had to have it. He beat Jeff Lyons by 3, and
Yep.
Tyler struck out in the 10th.
Yeah, and you
So-
think that's 748, and then
Yeah.
745 is not making the cut.
Yeah, and he struck out to do so.
Yeah.
Big shot there from Nolan. It's a 20-pin deficit here, game 1 of what could be 2 or what could be 3 games.
Hey, you know what's a definite for this final? I always get told lefties always win this thing, and there's 2 righties in the final, so I don't think there's a lefty winning this year.
Glad you said that. So I was trying to remember who won. Great shot from Nolan. Who won in 2021? I feel like Sean Rash was in the finals. I remember him
Sean
taking
Rash
a photo.
won.
He did win.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sean won.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it
remember.
was Sean Rash that beat Jonathan Cummins.
Okay. That sounds right.
Pretty sure that was that one. And then last year it was Chris Corbin that won the final. And then I'd have to
Big
go
shot,
back
big
and look
shot.
at I'd have to go back and look at the year before that.
As mentioned from Jeremy, caught shot there in the 9th for Brandon Coombs. Again, Brandon's got, obviously has the ball in his court. It is NBA All-Star Weekend, so that's an analogy that's going to play this week. The best Nolan can do is 218. It could be iffy. Oh, that's a really good shot there. Well,
gives-
now it's about making spares.
That gives Nolan a chance. All you can ask for is a chance. That was a great shot, and now he can get beat. So Nolan can step up. First of all, we got to take care of business here. All right, now he needs count. 10 is very important here. So we were talking earlier, what is your, we did not know, what is your roll-off situation of a tie? Is it 9th and 10th frame? Emil likes sudden death? Ball for ball?
Typically, I do 9th and 10th.
9th and 10th? Or if it's a best 2 out of 3, is it just a tie? Is it just cancel itself out?
Yeah, I mean, in this situation right here, because it's best 2 out of 3 and it's game 1, it would be a tie.
So it just doesn't even, like it didn't happen.
Yep.
We'd be bowling another game.
Now, in that
Potentially.
situation, yeah, we would bowl.
So
we would
then-
bowl additional game afterwards.
So then what if you go 1-1? You got to bowl another game?
Correct.
Got to get to 2, man.
yeah, okay.
Here
So there is no roll-off in this scenario.
Nolan, bang.
That was 10 back.
Simple situation, as we love in bowling. Needs all 3 in the 10th to win.
Yeah. No pressure, right?
No. You know, Brandon bowled a great game. Got a tough break. What do you leave? A 10-pin?
Wrap 10.
And then Nolan steps up and you just give him a chance.
Each with 1 open. Each with a split 8-1. It's all about where the opens happen. Nolan, again.
I mean, those 2 were probably the best shots he's thrown the whole game. I mean, he split the 8-9 back to back. And now, one more of those, he's 1 game away from a title. And I told him, this is a very prestigious singles title, in my opinion. You know, you beat a quality field. It's not like you're just coming out on a weekday beating, you know, a house shot tournament. I mean, these are quality players.
Oh, yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. I mean, I was.
For the win. Bang.
I mean, those were 3 shots that were pured to win by 1.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
All right, so the good thing is Brandon still has a chance.
That was impressive.
That was very impressive. I mean, those were 3 great shots.
Game 1 to Nolan White.
Yep. By a stick. But you were asking before about you were saying about prestigious tournament
Sure.
and the quality of the field. I was talking to a couple of people about that earlier. I mean, it's just a great range of talent from, you know, local to PBA players to high-end amateurs to there's some college athletes participating. I mean, it's just a good range of different quality players across the board.
I mean, just in the field today alone, you had probably arguably the best amateur ever, A.J. Rice, or you had Anthony Newer bowling. You had Tim Foy,
Yep.
multiple PBA regional players and tour players.
Yep.
Not to mention some of the best amateurs in the area that try PBA regionals, like Nolan bowls some PBA regionals. You know, you probably know some other names that were here, like Vincent Williams. Vincent was a PBA player.
Yep.
I mean, so you're definitely beating some top-notch talent for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, you could sit here and name off the majority of the roster for today,
Yeah.
and someone knows somebody or someone have a person that they follow or watch. But you know, that'll be the same as this evening. The turnout this evening will be a little bit bigger. I'd be surprised if we're not right at that 100 team max for this evening. I'll update that roster as soon as we're done here. Doubles is always fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
You know, and again, that's a different format for the finals there, as well as a
Big break right there.
best 2 out of 3 Baker. So, you know, Emil can definitely commentate on that a lot. He gets to watch a lot of Baker stuff with college bowling.
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, how you get both portions of a doubles tournament, both players bowling
Oh, yeah.
individual games and qualifying, and then it flips to Baker doubles, where it'll get intense no matter what. But last year we saw some intense matches.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, Brandon Coombs coming out firing and knows he's got to get out the gate strong after watching Nolan throw, I believe, the back 5?
Yeah, 3 at all
Or
5.
back 6? Back 5, I
At
think it
least
was?
5, and all 5 of them were fantastic shots.
So he has thrown the back 7 now. Speaking of Nolan, and looking to make it 8 again, dating back to game number 1.
he
Didn't like
did not like it, but he got what he wanted. Sometimes that's all that matters.
If you're just joining us, folks, this is a best 2 out of 3 in the right corner of your screen. That is the game score. Nolan White leads Brandon Coombs 1-0. Jeremy Thomas of Thomas Tournaments has joined me throughout the day. Jason Utchwall, the tournament director here at the Bradley Open. The Bradley Open weekend in the booth as well. Also the women's coach at Midway University, and make it 4 in a row this game. And now how about 7, the back 7.
Those are breaks that you need sometimes.
Well, they both had
Or excuse me,
they
9.
both,
Yeah.
but they both had good breaks. here,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Brandon
so-
got a lucky one on the last frame, and then Nolan got 2 this. Well, 1 break and then 1 he thought he threw bad.
Yeah, I don't. From looks, he didn't really like either of the last 2. But you know, that's a good break there. Like you guys said, that you have to have those.
I can tell you, I know Brandon pretty well. He looks pretty locked in right now. He's going to make Nolan work for it. You can see it. He's not nervous. He's throwing it. He's got a free swing. He throws it really good anyway. So he's not going away.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. They're both throwing good shots. So.
A question on in the chat from Bluegrass. And by the way, shout out to ND Bowl TV. Appreciate you tuning in, as well as Bald Brothers Bowling, one of the best YouTube names in the business. Hook.
Oh,
How about that break?
As we talk about good breaks.
That
So
could be
that's-
the break.
That's the second time he's got that break. The same pin was on lane 38 that he got out. It was 2 pin, correct?
think so.
I believe it was. What was the question?
Do we know, or does anyone know the age of one Nolan White?
So Nolan, I would guess just from who he, pured it. I believe Nolan's probably right around 30, 28, 27 would be my guess. I know that some of that group with Jalen Mosley and those guys. So I would say probably that sound about right. I can find out for you.
That's what I'm checking right now.
Brandon Coombs is, I want to say maybe 22, 23.
Birthday is July 17th of 96.
So 8/28, I believe. Does that sound right?
27 will be
27.
28 this year.
That's about what I was thinking. And Brandon's still pretty young. I would say I'm gonna guess 21 or 22 with Brandon, because I know a couple years ago when he was at the Bradley, he was not old enough to drink. Oh yeah, he missed way right. Yeah, 2/8/10, but got out of it. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta have it though, especially when Nolan's not missing. Like I said, I can tell watching Brandon, he's got that.
This is lovely.
Oh, it's beautiful. This is what this is what bowling's about. But this is why I
This
can't.
is
This is
lovely.
why I can't compete. I'm shooting spares right now.
Well, so Nolan, folks, if you're just joining us, Nolan White through the back 5. Brandon Coombs had an opportunity to shut out Nolan, left 10 pin, went 9 spare, strike for 217. Nolan threw all 3 in the 10th. He had the back 5, and now he started with the front 6. Both players have game 2. Make it 7 for Brandon Coombs.
I mean, what an adjustment from that last shot where he carried the 2-pin, and that ball was a nice shot.
I mean, the rhythm in this particular game specifically, right, because both players are striking, it's just, okay, you do it, I do it. You do it, I do it.
Yeah.
Can Nolan continue? You bet.
That'd be a unique split game, right?
Well,
I mean,
we always love history.
yeah, it'd be tough to say that you did not win with 300.
Dating back to last game, that's 12 in a row for Nolan White. We could go Vera Papa right here. Oh, and that could be a match tying wrap 10 right there.
You know, it's not every day that you can turn on the live stream at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, well, 3:30, and get to watch a match like this, you know, and get to watch bowling in general. If I was not here, I'd be watching.
I do appreciate you getting off work and saying, hey, I'm going to go bring my stuff in early if you need me. Love to have you.
Yeah, a couple guys were asking the format here. Best 2 out of 3.
Yep, best 2 out of 3, not total pins.
Which is kind of the reason why Brandon has a shot right now. You know, if it was 2-game total, Brandon would be out probably, right? Nolan.
No, because, I mean, if...
Well, Nolan only beat him by 1.
Yeah.
In a different scenario.
Yeah.
Had to have it.
You know, really, Brandon only made that one mistake in the last game, and it was a good shot. I mean, he 10-pinned on the first ball of the 10th that would have shut Nolan out.
Yeah, and one of them left a 7-10.
It was Nolan.
Nolan
Yeah.
7-10, and then he went off the sheet and that's the first miss since.
I don't remember Brandon's split in game 1, but that ultimately was the difference.
I think it was a 210 in the first.
Yeah, a 2-8-10 maybe, the first ball. Just a 2-10?
210, because he had an 8 count.
Yeah, first ball. But since then, looks like a good shot there.
Roll, maybe? Okay.
All right.
Tie still in play. So Nolan's going to have a chance. He's going to finish first this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we flip-flop that. So it would be Nolan who can set the pace. And Brandon will now have an opportunity to match or exceed
Correct.
what Nolan produces. This could be either for a win, potentially, for Nolan, what he puts up.
And to my knowledge, Nolan has thrown about 6 shots, maybe 5 to 6 shots in a row on 38 where he's absolutely pured them. So if he stays there, this should be a good shot.
Go.
Yeah, he's got that lane figured out. And I mean, over here was a good shot.
Well, folks, you get everything you want in the Bradley Open weekend. Yeah, there won't be this many strikes, especially in a row, tomorrow and Sunday.
If
but that's part of
there's
it.
a problem.
Yeah, that's right. But that's the way it's supposed to be, and the way this is supposed to be is the way it's shaking out.
Correct.
I think a double here is like a must. Oh, boy. That was nearly a big four.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big break to get 9 right there. Well, I guess, no, that doesn't hurt your count there, so he's okay. He didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I mean,
there.
as long as he wasn't splitting after a strike, it's not going to really matter.
Yeah,
there.
But
you know, unless something crazy happens here for Brandon on the last shot in the 10th, then, you know.
well, Brandon's count's going to be big on his first shot, right?
Well, he's got a mark now.
He has to mark.
Yeah, because he'll be in the 260s. Yeah, you're right. So Brandon needs a spare or a mark.
Now,
to
count
move on.
for Nolan is important.
Yes.
But then for what Brandon will have to do, even if he doesn't mark, then his count would be important. Best count in the world.
All right. Well, they definitely made the adjustment after game 1. Would they go? What was it? 218, 217?
Correct.
And then we go 250, 260. So kind of like what I was mentioning earlier about being the finals match, best 2 out of 3. They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Now they got to figure it out. Now it's last game should be pretty good. So Brandon just needs a mark right here to force a game 3.
Can we even it up? You bet.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to game 3.
Put one down from Brandon Coombs.
That's when Nolan's going to look back and say, I lost with 259.
Ring, ring, telephone.
All right, everybody in the chat, going to game 3. Do we got Nolan or Brandon?
Yeah, let's ask that question again. Who you got now? You've seen the best of both players in both games. The response from Brandon, the initial kind of put up, if you will, from Nolan to say, all right, I'm going to strike out to win by 1. Brandon comes out, matches the energy and intensity and the striking situation for Nolan, and comes out victorious here and is going to be in the 270s in his own right. This is, I mean, I don't think you can script this better. We're not the NFL, but we script things here in bowling.
I'm not sure how Jason does this, but does higher seed get lane choice, or how does that work for the 3rd game? Or are they just going to switch?
They're just going to switch.
Okay. So they're just going to switch, and then I guess those two are going to decide on their own, looks like. So Nolan's going to step up first.
Bluegrass says the one who has 10 strikes, that might be the winner.
Yeah, I mean, at the scoring pace right now, they got it figured out.
Peel. Oh, my goodness. Send it in, Jerome.
Run that off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever.
Let's see if I can dial that up real quick.
Yeah.
How about that? He's been sitting in some messengers, though, but he had a couple that didn't connect in some of the earlier shots.
All right, let's see what Brandon can do. See if he can answer the call.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say, no matter what, and Jeremy and I talked about this a little bit, but in a different capacity, where I am one who does enjoy. I think everybody should be able to bowl on whatever they want. You want to bowl on house shot? You know, there's plenty of house shot events. You want to challenge yourself, bowl on something tough? Those things also do exist. Sometimes you have to travel depending on where you are. But it is fun to watch high scores. It's fun to watch people strike. And this is fun.
Sure. You know, and like you said, it's a little bit easier scoring condition, obviously, but we were talking about how some people view bowling on a house shot as you might not be as good as they think that you are because you're bowling on a house shot, but just watch their form. Watch the way he gets it off his hand. He throws it just as good as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, it's what we talked about before. I think everyone's opinionated. You know, it's not that anyone's opinion is wrong.
Right.
It's just their opinion on it. You're right. There's a lot of people that consider people that bowl specifically on house shots not as good as somebody on a sport shot. But that's that individual's choice. They're not forced to bowl on anything. You know, you can't downgrade what they've done or what they've accomplished based on what they're shooting on, and everyone's stepping up and bowling on that same condition for the events that they participate in. So, you know, don't be mad at somebody because they do well or they score better on a certain condition, because that could be just the same as somebody that bowls typically on sport shot. Maybe that's their area, that's where they like to compete, that's what they want to bowl on. They're going to bowl well. Those individuals that are stepping up and typically bowling from a house shot or a softer condition into those more competitive shots or conditions, you know, I don't think we're going to typically aren't typically going to criticize those ones coming up. You know, it's just trying something different. So, you know, all of these players are great. I don't bowl a lot or much anymore myself. You know, I'm not going to go out and bowl on something tough. I'm going to bowl on something that is in my wheelhouse. I think if a lot of other people look at it that way and just enjoy what they're doing or compete at the level they want to compete at, you know, worry about yourself, don't worry about anyone else.
Bang.
You know, and to my point with Brandon right there, I mean, look at that shot and the release and the form. I mean, so what, it's on a house shot. He throws the ball phenomenal.
Oh,
you know, and not to say he can't bowl on hard. I know he's bowled on tough stuff. I'm saying we were just comparing what people think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, these guys, I mean, they're throwing the ball good. I mean, they're making good shots. They're making good adjustments. I mean, just because it's a house shot doesn't mean you don't have to move a board here and there, you know, or change your hand position and things like that.
Well, Brandon made arguably the best adjustment possible, or the most important adjustment after leaving the 10-pin in the 10th frame. He then started or matched Nolan, and then ultimately wins that game. So, you know, that right now, that's the moment of the match at the, you know, each have had their moments. Nolan back 5 to win by 1, and then Brandon immediately adjusting after wrapped hitting to lose, basically, and then winning game 2, and now we're back at it again.
And something I've noticed with Nolan, and I could be off a little bit, but Nolan is lofting the ball a little bit more now.
On 37.
Yeah, on 37. And I noticed I think he did that on his field shot in the 10th. And that's kind of an aspect of the game as well, as people think that you don't make adjustments.
Lost that one a little.
Yeah. But that adjustment right there is a player that can make that move, and that's a skill move to make. He's not just throwing it down there. He knows exactly what he's doing, exactly where he wants the ball to roll, and it's showing on the lanes. He made that move, and
got to make it.
Yeah, with the scoring, with the way Nolan's throwing the ball right now.
Sorry about that, folks. Had some maneuvering. I keep forgetting that Jeremy is 2 or 3.
3. Yeah, 3 had a better microphone. Yeah, so that shot's going to hurt Brandon just because Nolan's throwing it so good right now. But like I said, slight adjustments that people make that some people just say, oh, it's a house shot. No, Nolan made a big move when he decided to loft the ball. And people don't know how hard that is. It's not an easy thing to do in the middle of the game. See, if he's not doing it on 38, but on 37, if you watch, he will get the ball out there pretty far. But everything has its own skill level, you know. Whatever anybody wants to say, the pins don't just fall down because of your name or how you throw it. You still got to throw it down there, and you got to knock them down.
And for the most part, oh my.
Wow. That just opened the match up.
I was going to say, we haven't seen any mismakeables or single pins, and there
that's-
haven't been a lot left, obviously.
No.
So that's
I mean, that brings us back to a mark here or there.
Yeah, now his max is now 267. Brandon's at 245.
See how much different that ball he got too far right.
Wow.
Yeah, now we got a match. Now I think that ball he just missed right. And that's kind of where the loft comes in, is that it just comes back so violently when you do that far right. Got to get counting. One pin matters sometimes. That puts him at 44. See?
The essence of bowling.
Okay, so count right there. Look how important that count is. So Nolan can go 244. Brandon can go 245, correct? So if Nolan gets two
was 4
instead of
in that situation.
You know, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's huge. Brandon.
If he gets 2 there, he's still in the possibility of a tie.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh. All right, good shot. Now I think we're seeing for Brandon a little bit, just a little bit, seeing how this pair was fresh, right?
Yeah.
And you start to see a little bit of carry down in a 3-game setting right on the fresh. So there's a little bit of carry down, I think, especially down lane. He's missed a couple shots, I think, or lost a couple shots at the bottom a little bit. But I thought that was a good shot, and you start kind of labor a little bit down lane. And then obviously Nolan misses the single pin, makes that mistake, and then, you know, might be one of those just trying to get it off your brain immediately, and then, you know, throws a quick one right.
Well, and like someone was saying, and we talked about earlier, pressure matters. You know, when you're in these situations, it's not only about the title or the cash or whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's pride. It's have you been here before? Have you won an event like this? Me personally, I haven't. I would probably be a little bit more nervous than I would if I was bowling normally. So, Bradley weekend, singles event.
Sure.
Trophy coming, picture taken. Things can change.
I like how you worded that.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a big shot there for Nolan.
Yeah.
So his max now, 225.
And, you know, that count
still. Excuse me, 244.
Yeah,
beg your pardon.
But that count is still very important. You know, if he doesn't strike right here, you go right back to where we were.
This is a big shot because the big 4 was left here.
That's a good shot. He kept it in. Oh,
holy smokes!
That was a good shot off his hand, but maybe he just pulled it a little bit.
Wow!
But look, you go from a big 4 to a double.
I was going to say, for me, I think it just looked a little slow off his hand.
Yeah.
Personally, I think position-wise he got it where he wanted, but the ball decelerated a little and came up.
It's a must strike. Brandon.
It's been that right lane for him too.
Yeah.
We've seen him once on the left lane.
Well, even going back to the game that he won, if you remember, he kicked the 2-pin out twice. You know, so yeah, that lane got him. But he bowled phenomenal.
Almost covered it.
He made big shots when he had to. This game, unfortunately, things just didn't go his way.
What a match. What a match.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about it too much because I've been in and out, obviously, with everything going on, but I always like to give H5G and the team there a shout out. They help out every year with the sponsorship of this event. They've always been on board and supportive with everything that we're doing for the Bradley weekend. Really love the idea of, you know, the support with the aneurysm research side in memory of Mike. So, you know, nothing but thankful for them for helping out with this event, with the doubles, with the main event as well. So nothing but appreciative, not only for them, but all the sponsors that step out and help each time. You know, like I said, whether it's H5G or Motive or Cubica AMF.
New sponsor tonight for doubles, Mazer Plumbing.
Yeah, Mazer Plumbing, local. You know, the guys help us out here with a lot of work at Executive. Wanted to be a part of the event. Again, super thankful for them being here, supporting, coming out, bowling with us, and then being part of the event as well.
Oh, Nolan with a little backup action. Yeah.
And then CTD also.
Yeah, CTD also. You know, I didn't want to forget about Ron. He puts out a lot of great products for the bowlers. You know, that you're seeing more and more with that on tour.
Yep.
You know, EJ putting the stuff to work. Marshall as well. I'm pretty sure Anthony's on there also. You know, a lot of the other guys that I probably haven't memorized and pushed out there, but you know, they're doing a lot of stuff with bowling and different products to push bowling forward and be a little bit innovative out there. So again, super thankful for all the people that step up and be part of it.
Well, I know you got a photo to take and a trophy to hand out.
And for them, they're waiting for money.
That's
so,
right.
You know, I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
All right.
Jason. All right, that's Jason Utchwall. And, well, Jeremy watched a very, very good match. High quality shot making was superb. And, well, maybe Nolan does not want his picture taken.
Yeah, Nolan, he might. I will say something that I like to comment on, and I don't know if you notice this in your events. You go all over. One thing that I am high on is character, how you handle yourself.
Sure.
I didn't see any point in any of the games that we watched where somebody got a bad break and they kicked something or they threw their ball down or what. That to me is what we need more of, because I'm sure when you're live streaming, I'm sure the last thing you want is somebody doing something disrespectful, you know. So I like to give a shout out when guys handle the way that they should, because we need more positivity versus negativity in this game for sure.
Couldn't agree more with that.
Nothing worse than seeing a guy kick a ball return. It drives me nuts.
I was curious to see if we would have. Oh, we can see it behind us. Let's go there.
Do you do interviews with
we're-
the winners?
We are going out on the lanes. It depends on when it is.
Yeah,
Normally, I certainly
yeah.
would do it for Sunday. Wasn't sure how much time we might have. But if we do have time, let's go back there real quick. There's your champion on the left, and then your runner-up on the right. Nolan White. 1250 to the winner here. And 1250 to the winner. Fairchild Singles Shootout.
It's not a bad payday to start your weekend off.
Well, yeah, well, let's try to get Nolan in for a little bit if
Yeah.
we can.
I think we can get him. I know Nolan pretty well. Not sure if he's likes that kind of thing, but we're gonna find out. I know Nolan. I think he'll do it. Just for a couple of seconds, nothing long. I'll switch spots. Are you gonna spin?
stay
it?
right there.
Okay. You turn me down for a second. Nolan, you hop on in a minute. You don't want to?
Okay.
He's shy. All right.
Tell him no.
Yeah.
Tell him if he wins the Bradley, then he has to do it.
If you win the Bradley, you have no choice.
I'm not going to win that. I can win the doubles and I have
You're lined up.
Yeah,
Just throw it right there tomorrow.
I'll throw it right there tomorrow. Okay.
All right. We won't have Nolan, but we will close it out with Jeremy Thomas.
Yeah.
And,
Nolan wasn't feeling that.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. But
All
hey, that's the thing is some guys like it, some guys don't. Me, I didn't used to like it, but now I enjoy it. I embrace it. I think it's fun.
Absolutely, I agree.
Even if some other people think or I'm a clown or, whatever, I really do enjoy bowling and talking to people and getting to know people and all that good stuff.
Well, I appreciate you hopping in today and walking us through some of the local players and having a blast.
Yeah,
Thank
I won't be able to join tonight because I'm actually, unless we get to like the finals or something, I won't be there more than likely.
Yeah, we might have Daniel Farish may join me tonight.
That's always good.
Either tonight or tomorrow. But doubles, speaking of that, will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern time approximately. 7 p.m. Eastern time approximately. That event is already scheduled and ready for you. And then we'll have, of course, several Bradley events that will be popping up on the channel to prepare you for tomorrow. But we got doubles tonight. Congrats again to Nolan White, your champion here of the high 5 gear H5 bowling Fairchild Shootout, thanks to High Five Gear, of course, and as Jason mentioned, all of the wonderful sponsors of this great event, of course, Motive, and then, of course, Creating the Difference, Major Plumbing, Cubic AMF, and Creating the Difference as well. My name is Emil Williams Jr. for Jeremy Thomas of Thomas Tournaments. We will see you tonight. Jeremy will be bowling, so we'll be paying attention to that. This has been a wonderful presentation of the H5G Fairchild Singles Shootout, brought to you in part by High Five Gear. You watched it live and only on Bowl Stream TV. We'll see you tonight.